On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, Moriarty is cool. That's it. That's the show. We can all go home now.
Bye.
No, but we'll actually do the show. Hi, this is Let's Talk FGO. Yes, the audio is fine. Oh, I'm already getting sassy comments from the thing. Great. Well, at least somebody
appreciate
it. No, the audio is fine. I didn't futz with the setting at all since last week. It definitely works. There's a huge sound block when Lucky said bye like 5 seconds ago. So you can hear both of us clearly. Hi, I'm Omega. He's Lucky. There's 20% more of him this week. Fucked it up. Damn. That is actually true, by the way. I know if you want to talk about it right now, since we have nothing else to talk about on the show. It's funny. It really is only like 20% or 25% of the product is without you. But also, as you did note in a couple of places, people didn't really... Maybe it's because we put the note first, but people didn't really freak out about the fact that there was no Lucky for the first 30 minutes-ish.
No, they're just all like, it's the Omega show now. And I'm just like, I'm dying, guys. You guys are killing me. I'm on the floor.
Yeah, on the one hand, my anxiety deeply appreciates that you guys aren't making fun of me for fucking it up, because I absolutely 100% fucked it up, and it is in fact all my fault, and I would not say otherwise. But once Lucky brought that up, I was like, yeah, no, actually, that's weird, guys. You should make a little bit of a fuss about that, maybe. Like, I appreciate you not making it a big deal, but at least a little bit, like, that was weird. Like, to me anyway, I can't imagine how cringy it sounds. Like, it wasn't that bad in the recording because Lucky was actually there in real life, but
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here. We're doing the show.
And on that note, I hope everyone is enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka a web of lies and deceit. And while we here at Studio Mega like to bring you the latest in the FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EM version of the game, so anyone not wanting spoilers should become an old dandy.
If you say grandfatherly, you die. This is really great. Well, I'm sure we'll get some quality gushing about this event time in.
Yeah.
But okay, that's the show. Intro. And I would like to remind everybody this show is brought to you by our patrons like Adam DeHarp, Ahanga Comics, Architect 10, Blacklist OG, Carlos, Qua, Ferris, Jeremy Vasquez, Jonathan Sandoval, Kylie Denton, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Regent Raptor, Rogue, Robin, Charvor, Shawnee P, some guy named Bob, Soda Sono 424, 723, and Zachary.
Charvor just completely ruined the flow.
I have to think about it. It's a new name. I shout out to this person, but it's an SCH and 2 R's in there with a V. I'm like, hold on, I got to approach this.
Oh, are you approaching me? Says the name.
I can't say you from way over here. We have fun.
But anyone, yes, thank you.
We have fun, kids.
We try to anyway.
I think that's literally what I tweeted when I tweeted the header for my wanted show notes, which includes the phrase, today's prank victim, TM, comma. Sorry, what you were saying.
I kind of lost it, but no matter. Oh, so we can talk about the, no ums. Lucky is trying not to say today. If you hear Lucky saying slap him.
I don't think I can do that.
Patreon chat, just post a bunch of open hand. Damn it! Just post a bunch of open hand emotes. That's the plan.
We're working on our diction.
Well, yeah. Well, I mentioned this earlier. Like, looking at our analytics, we're kind of been plateauing a bit with subscribers and whatnot. And I'm kind of like, I don't want to say like we have reached our limit, but at the same time, it's like we must always continuously strive to improve our craft. Yeah. And listening to a bunch of other people, I'm just like, they never say It's like, how do they do that?
Editing, usually.
Editing, or the thing I've learned is they talk slow. They take their time. They know what they're gonna say before they say it. And I'm just like, I need to do that. I need to get in on this.
Yeah, we're probably bad at that, talking slow.
Yeah, no, gotta go fast. So no. So Lucky right now.
You did it.
Did I say it?
Just then.
Damn it.
Well, you ud. Is it both us and ums?
No, us are okay. Us, I think, are me actually trying to parse the thought. Ums are me just pausing and panicking.
That's
mentally.
fair. I personally use like a lot as that.
Mm-hmm.
Though, you can also actually use like as a adjective, I guess, as a descriptor. It's like, shit, butts and stuff. Therefore, the person listening to that sentence know that it is, in fact, something akin to butts and stuff.
Butts and stuff.
I just edited, so we can talk a little bit about that tighter editing. I did that for Wanted, actually. I wrote down my thoughts in bullet points, and I pre-planned everything out, And when I recorded it in distinct segments, I literally was like, I have all afternoon. I'll block out the time. I'll edit it actually like fully section by section and do listening back. Because I did in fact have plenty of time, and do have plenty of time, as we'll talk about later. It's the subject of our pro tip in our news today, is we have a pretty good idea about when OQ is going to drop.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed that while I did occasionally when I accidentally transitioned thoughts or when I tried to do a little bit of improv, which is fine. The whole thing can't be canned, you know? Gotta have a little bit of spice in there. But I definitely did a decent amount of so's and anyways, but at the same time, I kind of want to leave those in because grammatically those are serving the purpose still, like you said. Like, when I drop an anyway, while I am stalling to find my next thought, I'm also connecting the two thoughts, so it's interesting. Let us know what you think about this change in our diction, both for Lucky's comment and for that future one when it comes out. Patrons can watch it now, 5 and up. Boom.
Boom. This reminds Lucky he does need to get started on Wanted Mount Nobunaga, but that's for the future. So, Megan, why don't you take us through this week's pro tip?
Yeah, let's check in with everybody's favorite Kohai Mesh.
Senpai, 起きてください.
Alright, I can close that tab and tell everybody it's time for Wake the Fuck Up, Senpai. We're gonna second for pro tips.
Pro tips.
The other way you can learn to not say guys, is you can say the exact same line for nearly 300 shows.
That's so true. I'm pretty sure I can read my intro without looking, just from memory.
Yeah, I can definitely say the opener to Wanted without a lot of practice. I've done over 60 of those. Same with doing the outro to every show. It's a little freaky how your mind gets used to stuff. But anyway, we're going to check in with pro tips today. We can say fuck as much as we like. This video exists, and we've been cussing the whole time. We're like 7 minutes in. Welcome to the show, guys.
Break the fuck barrier. That sounds bad.
It's a break week, basically, so here we are. And that is our pro tip, actually. You will have a break week before OQ, most likely, based on future news. And I want to remind everybody, it needs Lost Belt 3 completed to do it, so plan accordingly. You got to catch up on your story if you want to do it, so you got to get in there. I think Lost Belt 3 in general is a requirement for quite a lot of story events, because obviously in the prologue we get to New Chaldea. So, in general, you might want to finish that up if you haven't already, but in particular, this next event will require it, so get in there. Go Burr.
Go excited.
You have half AP for like a month. It's crazy.
Gonna be good.
Alright. Well, that means we can move swiftly on to Records on the Throne, our regular achievement topic. And it sounds like it's going to be a little bit of a story time from both of us here.
Yeah.
So for me, mine's pretty short. I'll tell you a bad news, good news story, because this is going to sound like maybe it's a little evil, but it actually works out in the end in only the way FGO can.
I know this feeling.
So, when CBC started, I spent a couple 10 spins. I really shouldn't have spent 2, but I had some quartz, and my first roll got me nothing but CEs, so I was like, fuck it, again! In the way that you can only do on FGO. And then my second roll got me only new CEs. So I, in fact, own all the CEs. I've got a copy of everything. But I got nothing else, so I was super disappointed. But naturally, what will you do? The game gives you free tickets during this event. So I spent the tickets, and on, I believe, Wineglass ticket number 2, I got Rainbow Sparks, and Moriarty showed up. And I'm just like, the fuck? Do we just need to stop using Saint Quartz and just use tickets now? What's going on here, FGO? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Anyway, I have a Moriarty and I'm raising him, and that's super cool. I've already got the costume lined up and everything, but also I'm just bamboozled.
Boozled.
Anyway. Alright, Lucky, you just wrote a sentence here, so...
Yes, Lucky only wrote a sentence, and that sentence is a twist of tales with ups and downs and a lot of confusion. So, originally, Lucky wasn't planning on rolling this event. I have to say for Kama and other such waifus in the future. Lucky's been trying to really cut down on his spending recently, and it's been kind of hit or miss. Just, look back at $700 spent for a giant daughter. But, if there's one other thing that Lucky is known for, it's complete and utter financial responsibility, and a severe lack of will when pressed. So, I believe this was day 3 of the event. Lucky has been doing the event. He's been enjoying bartender Moriarty, and he got to the scene where Moriarty says, let's see, what was the exact wording? I cannot remember. Oh, 2 reasons that he did not regret becoming evil and ending up the way he did. The first, he said, because he had fun. And I was like, yeah, that's a classic Moriarty. And then, classic Moriarty way, he's like, all right, we out. And you're just like, no. What's the second reason? He's like, isn't it obvious? It's like, because I met you. And I'm just like, oh no, straight to the heart. This dandy old man got me. I'm spending money. And so I bought me an 80 pack and I spent it. Now, note, this will probably give away the ending to the story, but this was on the Moriarty Vlad raid-up day.
No.
So I start rolling. And honestly, it's like, it wasn't super bad. Like, I got all the CEs. I'm like, yeah, that's super cool. I got another Salieri to replace the one that I accidentally burned. So I was like, yes, another one acquired. And on top of that, I was able to get me a Columbus as well.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, neat. So
I fished up my NP, a second NP for my Salieri during my actual 10 spins. It's weird. Is he on like secret raid up or something?
I don't know. So I was able to get two story log mails. I'm like, all right, cool. That's a win. I was actually feeling pretty good, and even I didn't get Moriarty, I was going to consider this, a net.
You had the urge to roll the dice. You rolled the dice. You didn't feel like you died. Yeah,
I did not die. I got CEs. Like, I got all the CEs, and I got 2 servants I didn't have. Even if it wasn't SRSSR, it's fine. Last roll. I activate Skip Gang. I get Rainbow Sparks. I'm just like, is it now? Is it time? Will my prayers be answered? It's gold. It's a berserker. It's motherfucking Vlad NP5. I died right then and there. Of all the people, just right there, I'm just like, I knew it. There was the risk. The risk I took was calculated, but boy, am I bad at math. God.
No, Lucky. FGO is bad at math. Fuck them.
It's like
NP5 Vlad.
Like, man, it hurt. It fucking hurt. But at the same time, I can't necessarily be mad. I really can't.
He was on raid up. I mean, you could have got him not on raid up.
Yeah, he was on raid up. I did get 2 servants I didn't have. I got all the CEs, and I did this all in one 80 pack. It's just like,
do you have NP5 Vlad? Holy shit.
Yeah, I do have an NP5 Vlad. I'm like, and he is one of my level 90s, and I have his skills at 10-10-1, I believe. It's just his guts that haven't been max leveled. His Vampire and what's it called? Legend of Count Dracula? His second skill. So, for, art strats going burr, Vlad is, as MP'd as he's gonna get. I mean, MP 4 to 5 is, I think, literally usually the smallest increment of, damage increase.
Yeah, it increases the damage the least, but it does give you that last bit of overcharge potential.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. I do use him, but still I'm just like, but damn, this is not the old man I was looking for.
Yeah, unfortunately. So I have a couple of tickets left over, because I still don't have Lan Ling. None of that happened. But I haven't used them because the last couple days have been mail SSRs I already own. Like, I think I checked on the Enkidu day, and I'm like, no, I don't think I need another Enkidu spook, thanks.
No, I've been yeeting my tickets into the raid up every chance I get. I haven't got anything off of those.
And also, speaking of Lucky saving for Kama, also there should be a Ku Alto raid up. He's in the rotation. Lost my word there, because he's story locked. But Kama is coming up, and I don't think I'm going to go crazy on that because they got Lost Belts going on. And unfortunately, part of doing the design work on the Wanted reminded me how much I really fucking love Redrop, though.
Huh?
I really... Kama's personality type is, like... I am amused by Danger Kohai Sakura's, for the most part. I am amused and bemused, but I'm not really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do, other than the fact that I could use her anti-alter ego niche because it's funny, I really don't need another single target assassin. I've got so many, but I'm like, oh, but God, Redrop's so good though. So I'm like, I think I might hold on to my tickets. Yeah, so Lucky, I knew exactly where that story was going when you started it and you mentioned the raid up day, and I'm like, oh, no, wait. I know how this one ends. Well, alright, there's us.
That's us.
This is us, a documentary story. Okay, that's not how units work, Tyranno. Also, I mean, Berserkers. Kentucky will solve everything. I got plenty of units, I'm fine. Mothman takes care of everything. It is true, by the way, my Mothman is a huge MVP. Especially with that 50% damage bonus. But okay, let's go ahead and check in. Did you finish your master missions? I hope so, because they're but simple today.
Butts.
So, to complete your master missions this week, you will need to defeat 3 Knight class servants. then defeat 3 cavalry class servants, then defeat 20 enemies, not servants or bosses, then defeat 40 enemies, not servants or bosses, defeat 15 humanoid enemies, and then complete 10 quests. So, do the event, but also, once again, do fucking anything.
That's how it is sometimes.
I think doing the event probably does this the fastest, because there are quite a lot of quests that have humanoid enemies in them, with hilarious names, by the way. I didn't realize this event would be quite so booze-themed, but I don't really even know what the lore behind the free quests is, but whatever. I'll fight a gin importer and a vodka snake. They literally did the vodka hydra joke. But yeah, that's your master.
Every time I use Moriarty, he's just like, gin, vodka. I'm like, yeah, this is great.
It's pretty funny. We'll talk more about that later, but first we've got to get through the news. Skelegrams. That's about our news tier today, because we have one news item. Not that we're not super excited for it, but it's only one news item. And that's Chaldea Broadcasting Station US Branch Volume 11, a stream taking place on the 22nd of the 3rd month, being March. The special guests for this stream are Rumi Okubo and Rie Tanaka.
I understand Rie Tanaka very much. Very, very much. A little surprised that Rumi Okubo is showing up, though.
I mean, they had her scheduled on the last FGO stream. I gotta be real, I didn't even know. They call it a stream, but actually, it might just be a premiere, so I don't know. They might have pre-taped it.
They might have. I know not.
But there's a social media campaign for 5 Saint Courts. It's only like 30k likes, retweets, Facebook shenanigans, so I'm sure we'll get it. This is 100%, I might even go so far as to say 110% an OQ stream.
Wild. Right?
They got Rie Tanaka, VA of Kiara on. What? Yeah? The only way it could get more OQ is if they got Noriko Shitaya on. So the timing is perfect for it, because that's like a week after our current event ends. Yeah, because I think it ends like the 15th, and then the 22nd is...
Actually, what time? Does it actually say what time it's going to start?
It probably does. I think, let's see. Let me actually do a live check. Did they officially make it news, or is it just a tweet right now? Because their social media is much better. No? Okay, so it'll be on their Twitter. So let's go ahead and pull that up. Go USA. It's not pins, but here it is. 6 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah, that'll be like event starts right after maintenance, probably.
I'm hoping so.
Maybe the time for it. But yeah, so like I said, that is 100%, 110% the OQ stream. Kiara is a major NPC in it. She's on the second part banner. No, it's OQ.
OQ.
So everybody, muscle up. You are going to get a break week. I'm pretty sure this means that we will be getting the interlude campaign for the break week.
So that's how it was in JP.
Yeah. So that'll be just Saint Court's interludes for Semiramis, Nightingale, Yagyu, and Yu Miren, and an NP interlude for Hijikata and Lobo. I think we've talked about that before, but I feel no need to mince words about that's what's going to happen. If it happens on Monday, it'll have been happened for like a week since we record next. Sorry, that got a little confusing for my tenses. Time, space. But yeah, that's almost assuredly happening when CBC ends. We could get the 16 million downloads early, but don't count on it. That has shit like special master missions and things. Not that I wouldn't mind the free Saint Courts for doing interludes, which, by the way, that's our next special reward is do interludes. I wouldn't mind it, nor would I mind wasting all my tickets on an MHXA banner, because that would basically a Valentine's of like 2 years ago soft reboot banner.
Actually, I think we are squishing things a little bit, Perseus. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I feel like there's a bit more of a gap in JP between all this. I would have to check though.
We have pre-squished several things. Yes, this break week was already in JP. We're already at least still a week ahead, and we are going to skip some dead weeks in the future as well because we've already done them. So we're going about as fast paced as we can without getting freaky deaky. Because let me tell you, another thing, we'll talk more about this when we talk about the actual CBC event, but so many people have been in our Discord going like, oh my god, this event is great, it's so chill. Like, people need the time off between CCC and OQ. So, we're at least a week ahead, if not more so. Yeah, so we're about a week ahead-ish. So.
Yeah, and unfortunately, an interlude campaign isn't something you can really slap on the backside of an event or something. Then you're splitting attention, and that's a little weird.
Yeah, and they do need to give you the gap because they're going to announce Ooku is going to come out and they're going to remind you it needs Lost Belt 3. So I think giving you the gap week so you can actually take advantage of half AP to catch up is important. This is something that Nissan stresses a lot when he's talked about this in interviews and past streams is while they want to make sure they can reference newer story content and kind of keep things moving forward in the greater canon, they also need to make sure to chart out... accidentally bumped my mic arm. I'm doing hand gestures. You can't see. I don't know why. Where was I? Yeah. Nissan. I'm saying a lot now, but that's because I lost my train of thought. But he said in interviews and on past streams that he really wants to make sure people have their chance to catch up on story. So they're doing half AP already. They're doing it until like April. But now is a perfect time to actually give people that week and let them go in and catch up on the thing. So yeah, there's that.
I forget how many little things there are in.
There's a lot of little garbo. Unfortunately, I don't know, because they had what they called the Spring Mystery Fair, which was
There was the escape from the pyramid commemoration.
Yeah, there were 2 escape rooms, there was an online quiz thing, and it culminated in Mayho Residence. However, we don't have escape rooms, and I don't know if they'll redo the online quiz thing. So I don't know what they're going to do about all those campaigns, but I assume they're going to get trimmed out, or we're going to get, like, extra St. Courts bundled into, like, Mayho or something. Though, this is FGONA. They'll probably give us big blob of quartz for 4th of July.
Well, like I said, I do want to note that the escape games do have CEs associated with them, like the Escape from the Pyramid has the Escape from the Pyramid CE, that has Indiana Jones Master and whatnot. Let me see.
We'll definitely probably want to try and work those up. I could see them maybe lumping them into Mayho.
And let's see here. Did
Escape from Baker Street definitely did. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they just had a. Let's see, what was this? Yes, and Escape from Baker Street also had a CE, but that was actually tied to a battle.
Yeah, it had a commemoration quest. I don't know about the Pharaoh one. Was it just a login?
Like I said, if it was up to me, I would basically do Mayho and then just be all like, yeah, check out these other things from these things. I don't know.
Yeah, some promo stuff.
Yeah.
Makes sense. There is also the, like I said, the online thing, which was if a majority of... It was basically like what they did for how Kogetsukan ended. You could do an online quiz that was related to Baker Street, the escape room. Mm-hmm. And if a majority of masters got it right, everybody got 10 St. Courts. They'll probably just give us 10 St. Courts for something else.
Probably.
Rather than go through the point of reskinning a quiz mystery thing for an escape room we don't have. And quite frankly, can't have, right? Like, we can talk about events not carrying over, but in the planning year of 2020 to 2021, there would be no way they could have set us up an escape room this year. That's just not okay. Escape rooms are, compact and full of stuff and people. Hopefully we can get back to business as usual soon. But for now.
Eventually.
Well, I believe in semi-related news, not really, but also it's a big thing in Japan. I did actually hear that the Tokyo Olympics are still planning on going ahead, but they are straight up not letting international spectators come in.
Oh, wild.
Yeah, so it'll be the teams, any athletes who choose to show up, it'll be the Japanese people, and it'll be TV cameras, I guess. Which is one way to do a socially distanced Olympics. However, I expect they've spent quite too much money preparing for it to quit, so...
Gotta do something somehow.
Yeah. That'll be very interesting to see, because we also know that FGO JP was planning on a super, super big anniversary that year as well. And a lot of people have wondered if they would be doing something more Olympic-themed. We'll see. Speaking of JP, by the way, there's 2 days left on their CBC event, so I'm assuming they'll scoop us on news over the weekend, but also, I don't know what they're going to do, probably some pack filler events, like an interlude campaign or something.
We're probably due up for another rerun. I guess Case File
would be good, yeah.
I do believe, because someone actually did point this out, I believe Case Files has not gotten a rerun yet.
No, that would be the time. It's been about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it is the next collab that doesn't have a rerun.
Yeah, because, fun fact, looking at the schedule, we actually have the Gouda Gouda 3 rerun coming up, followed by Case Files after OQ.
Yeah.
I said it's in there with all those little nothing events I was talking about earlier, but it's in there. So that's what we have coming up.
One it is. It's Rennes, okay. I asked this question at the end of my last one, and I was like, what is it? Is it just straight to Lost Belt 4? No, I can't.
No. We got those reruns, and then we have I'm pretty sure New Gouda Gouda's before Lost Bell 4.
I think with the way we're gonna have to work out our timing, it may end up being that way. Yes, just because that shit's gonna get super squished together.
Squeak.
This is the thing where you're gonna see a lot of events back to back. Like we are probably gonna jump straight from the Gouda Gouda rerun into case files, right? Like things will be back ending a little bit closer as we get together because we got to get all that shit out of the way. Because we need you to get all your SSRs out so they can do a lucky bag and so people won't be mad. Which, to be fair, I at least appreciate after the rigmarole with updating the lucky bag to be Thanksgiving in our first year, right?
Right.
When you straight up couldn't get Mordred or Jack, that they, like, Delightworks actually looked at that and was like, okay, nope, we get it. That doesn't work. That doesn't work for the US peeps. They prefer it to be the time so they can get the servants. We'll just move it around.
Right.
Yeah, so Gouda Gouda 4 will be after Lost Bell 4. Funny how that works out.
So, on that note, though, I do want to remind everyone, Golden Week is coming up. It runs this year from Thursday, April 29th to Wednesday, May 5th. So we are slowly getting closer to the big reveal of what this year's collab will be. Tsukihime stands are probably going a little nuts in their pants right now for various reasons.
People are vibrating.
They might be vibrating. I'm vibrating a little bit. I'm trying not to vibrate too hard because I know that feeling of just like they're gonna hype everyone out and then they're gonna psych us out.
Well, yeah, a lot of people have been also thinking about other things because we've been seeing some interesting things. We can mention this here because again, the show exists for. We're getting going fast and eating ass, guys. Arcade is definitely 100% like doing its own thing now.
Oh yeah, actually, did we mention we haven't mentioned that?
No, because I think that stream was like Sunday night or something.
Oh, what was his name? Hecking new servant, fucking Crusader.
Jacques de Molay, I believe.
Yes,
the Grand Master of the Templars.
Wild.
Which, by the way, this is another weird thing I noticed. He's actually in Requiem, I think, mentioned. There's a lot of servants are in Requiem for obvious reasons, but I didn't even realize. I'm like, huh, interesting. Like, the Captain of the Flying Dutchman is in Requiem, for instance. The Borgia twins are in Requiem, and I'm just like, that's neat. I really wish I could officially read this light novel, perhaps, in my native language. Fate. Anyway, it seems like they're doing cool stuff. So yeah, it's actually interesting that he's not FGO original, but that's probably also why he's okay to bring into Arcade. Also, once again, I expect that means that he will not be Arcade exclusive because he's first mentioned another Fate property, you know? But yeah, also, as we want to mention, with the fact that it is not Camelot, it is Lost Jerusalem. I believe we did mention this part last week because we got the first tease. Arcade has full-blown stepped into an alternate timeline. They are doing alternate different things. There are different things going on, which may be tied to other story stuff, which is kind of in its own unique timeline, basically. I don't know exactly how that will go out, what will happen when Arcade hits the end of part 1, but, you know, we're in Jerusalem now, and I do actually believe that this includes Lancer Artoria as a story support as well, so they're really playing that flipped script action. Probably light novel. At the very least, if you have an ear for the language, you can listen to an audio drama.
I mean, it's the same either way. Like, you can find usually people who dub subtitles to audio dramas. And if I looked, I'm pretty sure I can find someone who has translated it, put it online, and been like, give me money.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, yes, so FGO Arcade is doing wild things. Wouldn't that be a burn if the Golden Week collab was an FGO Arcade collab?
That would be pretty funny. But if it got people some of the stuff they're missing, like if it was like Satana and they put Femme Merlin on the banner, that would be pretty interesting.
It would be.
They'd make a lot of their money back, I think.
I think so too. We'll
see. They could also do because of I think the themes that people are drawing with Jerusalem. They could also easily slot in like Strange Fake or Prototype in there. I'm wondering when Strange Fake's time is going to come, because obviously that story is very much not finished, but it's like first-ish bit is finished, and as we saw last year, they don't give a fuck about how finished it is. They've released a fucking collab for Requiem of all things, which was 1 volume in at that time, I think, or was it 2? Did the second one come out that winter? I don't know.
I think it just came out.
Yeah, it was basically promoting the second volume, which had just come out. So yeah, no,
that's right, because at New Year's, that's right, they did the... No, wait, that was for Strange Fake. Never mind. That was not for Requiem. I was thinking about the CM they released because they're
yeah,
animals.
somebody did a CM promo just to be like, buy the light novels. Did they get Ufotable to do that?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they did. No, either that or A1. I can't remember off the top of my head. I just remember that they got Sawano and Yosh from Survive Set the Prophet to do the vocals. I'm just like,
it's this. If you ever wonder how much fucking money Fate makes, they make enough money that they can make a high quality CM with real boy music for a fucking light novel series that isn't finished.
It hurts.
It's in progress.
There's a ding. Someone has dinged me.
Well, they added you in the wrong chat, but you didn't. You must have ummed.
I must have
ummed.
Foolish samurai warrior wielding a foolish samurai warrior.
I love that YouTube poop so much. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to be in the show, and that's the news. It only took us 34 minutes of real time.
And I'm still not done, because I'm going to finish what I was going to say. So, in regards to Go in the Week, though, Lucky will say that he will definitely not be against the Tsukihime remix. Not remix. I fucked that up. Good job, Lucky. I'll just slap myself here. Hang on.
The collab.
But I actually have higher hopes on maybe getting an Extella collab, because give me Charlie, give me Archie, give me all that good stuff.
Also, seriously, you keep name-dropping Extella concepts. Stop
it! Also, Extella 2 win. Nasu.
Yeah,
Where's my game?
It's gonna be in dev somewhere, right? I know that because Link was a tech upgrade. Like, it wasn't really a new game. It was That's why they called it Link, not Extella 2 or whatever. Not that has anything in Fate ever been called a 2? It's not a clear-cut sequel for like stories, themes, and things. It's like, hey, here's that game. Here's some new fighters. Here's some new graphics packages. We upgraded the engine a little. Okay, cool. Thanks. Bye. Also, when is the extra remix supposed to be coming out? Is it supposed to be this year? Is it supposed to be this year? Is it next year?
They haven't. I don't think they've actually given a finite release date. I don't believe. So Tsukihime has been confirmed for this summer. Yeah, that much I remember. I'm excited for that.
Definitely locked that one in.
But other than that,
need to translate in the year 2025. Depending on how much text that takes, that might actually take that long. I saw an interesting discussion in our own commentary earlier where people were annoyed that there are some people who are still going on about the dirty secondaries.
Really?
Why? Yeah. I don't know why people bring it up, but like there's several people in our Discord where it's like, man, those people are so annoying, and the conversation came up as just like, yeah, I'm sure the original V-Ed is cool. It's fucking huge. Like, who has time to actually read all of it? And I think that's fair. And if you want to be like, well, you should have just read it in the past. Like, if your logic is, well, you should have just read it in the past. Why? Why, though? What if I just picked up FGO today? Huh?
Nerd.
Fuck you. You didn't have anything better to do with your time 10 years ago. Me, I was buying Yu-Gi-Oh! And watching YouTube videos, same as I do now. Only now I have a college degree. Anyway.
Okay. Wait, no. Lucky will not be spicy. But, yeah, with that, I think we're done. I'm sick again. Like, I know I'm going to be playing the Tsukihime remake and the extra remake and whatever the heck else comes out, because that's how Lucky do. Yeah. But, as Omega said before, and I completely ignored him and carried on, that is the news. And with all the news out of the way, by the way, if you haven't noticed, Lucky's actually making a big effort to talk way more than he usually does. Because he has feelings that might have been hurt last week. For reasons.
He's doing a salty run back.
I am doing a salty run back. I'm salty. I am salt.
Are you the bone of your salt?
I'm not the bone of my salt. I'm not that salty. Like I said, Lucky is a person who, unfortunately or fortunately, I'm quick to anger and regret and depression, but I'm also quick to leave it.
I mean, you gotta cope.
Yeah.
This is the difference between being functional and being non-functional in life. Is it's not so much that you just get over shit. Well, it is kind of that you get over it, but like you get over it by just moving on and processing. If you can't get over things, you don't function, and you are non-functional. Lucky, I'm pretty sure, is pretty functional. He has a real job and everything.
Oh yeah, no. Sometimes I just can't go to work because I lay in bed, like fear of the existential crisis that I am.
I mean, I'll appreciate Lucky talking more. I have had horrible allergies this week. My chest has been bothering me since Monday. So right now we've only been doing the show for 30 minutes and I already feel a little short of breath, and I've taken some medication today. No, I do not have the coof.
The coof.
Everybody, I think everybody in my house except me has been vaccinated now, or at least got their first one. I'm not in the cutoffs. It's fine. I don't go anywhere really. But no, we're fine. But it's allergies. We've had windows open. It's been hot and cold off and on again. And my chest is bothering me. So, Lucky, I'm going to stop talking for a little bit. You take away with the thing.
Yeah, so while Omega's out there listening to make sure that the Backstreet Boys haven't started up in his backyard, we're going to do...
No, they're here.
No! We're going to do Let's Talk FGO mailbag, everyone. So, I think some of you might have noticed today's Let's Talk FGO is a little spicy, plus sassy, / what's another good S word here? Sad. Yeah, sad. So,
Succulent.
Oh, now we're back on the topic of meat. And while we don't really have a back half here, I'm not necessarily sure I want to do a full mailbag. So what Lucky is going to do is I'm not going to start a timer, but at the point where I'm just like, all right, I'm done, he's going to be done. So with that in mind,
turned mailbag into a triangle now. There's full mailbag, there's our mailbag, and then there's just, we'll mailbag until we're tired of your shit.
Well, hopefully there's not too much people's shit in here. That'd be horrible. But with that in mind, it is time for this week's Let's Talk FGO mailbag, the segment where we, meaning me, read yours, comment, sessions, concerns, complaints, comparisons, caveats, conditions, triangle strategy mailbag, project, and other such things. As of looking right now, we have 32 comments. That is a good solid number. That means plenty of people have sent them in, and I'm super appreciative. Yeah, so before we even get started, I will want to say this. Thank you, every single one of you, for sending it in. No matter how much I rip and tear you later for what you sent in, just know that I at least appreciate you taking the time to write this. Unless I say, why the fuck did you write this, and get really, really mad, then you know you done fucked up. But until that moment, you are appreciated.
It's kosher. Chef's kiss.
So, with that in mind, we begin right meow. This first one comes from King of Apples, who says, question, we only beat Gatia because Solomon erased himself from existence. We only beat Tiamat because we stuck her in the underworld and King Hassan gave up being a grand servant. We only beat Bifo because he gave his life to save Mesh. We only beat Kiara because she wasn't a full beast yet and we used the BB coins. We're not prepared for any of this, are we? No, not really, but we win through the power of friendship.
No, we are not. We are also not paid for this.
No. Well, no, we're paid for this. It's just we haven't been able to pick up our paycheck. Like, we kind of, human civilization kind of got yeeted again before we could cash it in. Thanks, Cryptors. I'm still broke.
The Cryptors want you to buy cryptocurrency.
Oh, no. Would that make servants NFTs?
Maybe. I don't know if I actually understand NFTs yet.
I kind of do.
I get the concept, but also I don't know why people are yelling about it, like, hurting the environment.
I don't know.
There's some extra layer to what's going on with the shenanigans anyway.
With the shenanigans. But no. But that is... Well, honestly, that kind of point is why the Master is regarded as such an odd person by a lot of the Cryptors. It's like, of just how? This is just, 7 Cryptors with their hands together just going concern. And just like, how did he do, or she, excuse me, do this? This is most like, scene with, I can't remember his name. LB1? Kadok. He's just like, how did you do this? And then he realizes, oh no, you're literally batshit fucking insane. Internal panic.
The Master of Chaldea is a dumb fuck. They never accomplished anything. They're perfectly fine. Wait, what are you doing? Why are you on that giant golem? What's going on here? Hold on. It's like that I'm a genius, oh no.
Yes, shotomate. So, yes, and this is probably is par for the course of how we deal with things. We look handsome and or cute, try not to die, and have other people solve our problems for us, usually. Which is not...
Good.
No. You finish your thought.
I was just going to say, you can see this illustrated pretty well in Babylonia, the anime.
Yeah.
Which covers one of these events, so it actually, puts those together and shows you the arc of like, man, this shit's fucked up, but whatever, we're going to do it.
We're going to do it. Like I said, the Master is not a bad person by any manner of sense, but they are definitely a weak person, and I think that is used often to illustrate their humanity, which is usually a fairly overarching theme of FGO of what is humanity and what are they capable of. On one hand, not a lot, but on the other hand, quite a bit. So, thank you very much for that, and we will move on. This next one comes from The Thinker. Current thoughts. Have Jalter and Vlad ever bonded over impaling techniques? If so, I'd like to see that addressed. If not, I'd like to see that addressed. Now back to thinking I go. P.S. I hope you're feeling better, Lucky. Regards, the Thinker. Lucky is feeling better, but he's still salty. But to be real, has any of us ever not, completely not salty? Everyone's always just a little bit salty.
What is the pH balance of the human body anyway?
I don't know. It's probably not 7. So, but with that in mind, I'm pretty sure Jalter and Vlad have bonded over impaling techniques. And by bonding, I'm pretty sure that Jalter has probably yelled at Vlad and called him shit at some point. Jalter is very much the anything you can do, I can do better kind of person.
Including chocolates.
Including chocolates.
I'm just hearing Maya Sakamoto's voice in my head, just yelling about how it'll be impossible for me to eat the chocolate. It's so beautiful, and then just crunch.
Boys Valentine's is a gift that just keeps giving. So, but we move on. This next one comes from the gentleman in the corner, sipping a drink. Very classy, by the way. They preface this by saying, this will have spoilers for those who have not finished the old spider event. If you haven't finished the event, shame on you. It's amazing. And very easy.
Yeah, it's a daily story event, so if you're slow, just be quiet. Tune us out for 5 minutes.
But they say, question, Moriarty suggests to Master to remove not Sieg's ability so he can't be a threat anymore. Outside of Kiritsugu's origin bullet, which can be fatal, or the Mato's bloodline supposedly running thin, which would take too long, has there been any way mentioned in TM works? Mega, I'll default to you real quick before I give any wild theories.
Yeah, sorry. I was in mid-yawn. So, to my knowledge, I don't remember any specific way to seal abilities being outlined, but I do know that there is the seal enforcer designation, for instance. The Mage Association definitely has some way to keep you under wraps if they want to sit on your talents. So, I'm gonna assume Moriarty just figured out some kind of Google seal method.
Probably some seal that blocks up magic circuits or something.
Yeah.
That's
also,
my
to
thought.
be fair, it was a dream, so...
Yeah, it was something that already happened.
A halfway between a what if and a dream. So yeah, I don't think you're supposed to be futzed about the plot details. Consider, if we're talking full spoilers, how you got your grail. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But yes, I don't believe there's been a specific way to do it outlined, but it's definitely one of those things that I'm sure is possible. Magic circuits are part of or parallel to the physical body, so there's shit you could do.
They are something that can be interacted with. But thank you very much. We move on. This next one comes from a masked man offering strange bargains. They say, question, apologies beforehand if this comes across as rambling. We know that the Master of Chaldea has nigh immunity to poisons and that Da Vinci and others claim that it's caused by the contract with MASH. However, MASH has no skills or abilities relating to this, even before Galahad decided to bail and she got downgraded. Is a better explanation for this ever given? And as a follow-on, perhaps any other examples in Fate of a Master being granted a passive ability due to a contracted servant, not to be confused with them being buff augmented by a servant's active spells like Medea did. The closest I can remember is Shiro's regeneration, and even that was more because he was in the possession of Avalon, one of her noble phantasms, rather than a true passive ability. Well, to be fair, I would still call Avalon a passive ability, because you don't actually have to do anything to activate it.
Yeah,
but
it is a noble phantasm, not a skill, but it is a thing.
Yes.
And
so technically...
Yeah, go ahead.
So I would say that still qualifies for a passive skill. It is an effect of an object in his possession, even if it's only metaphysically in his possession.
And to further the point, it only activates for him that way once Saber has been summoned. It just, as far as we know, I believe it just lingers around hanging out in his space spine until it decides to wake the fuck up. So,
wake the fuck up, Avalon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just going to further... This is one of those things where I'm reasonably certain that there are skills in lore that are described as having modifiers for the Master, but I don't remember which one specifically off the top of my head because there are a fuck ton of skills. Mm-hmm. So I cannot unfortunately give you specific examples, but I'm reasonably certain I remember that some servants have such abilities.
Let's see here. I don't know if there's actually any poison resistance legends attributed to Galahad. Immediately, I don't have the time to actually pull that up and research. But, like I said, a knight being immune to poison isn't the most far-fetched thing in the world.
There's definitely a couple of narratives about, the Fisher King and the Holy Grail and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it.
I can see it. And again, since MASH is super defensive based, I don't find it strange that the Master got poison resistance out of it. Shoot, who knows? The reason why the fact that we don't necessarily get blown to bits also might be because of our contract to MASH. Listen, we go through a lot of stuff and come out surprisingly okay.
And actually, yeah, MASH does have, is it called territory defense? Again, the skill language is a little weird sometimes, but some of MASH's inherent passive skills or class skills as a shielder are related to stuff like increasing your camp's defensive properties. Well, how the fuck does that work? I don't know. I just assume standing near her gives you a defense buff. It gives you in bonus tiles. It's just how shit works.
When you stand next to MASH, she counts as full cover for you at all angles.
So, yeah, it's just a shrug.
That's the shrug. But those are our thoughts on the subject. Sorry if it wasn't more clear and cut, but hopefully it gave you something to think about. But with that, we move on. This next one comes from Secret Casino King Bun Bun, who says, sending you more weekly well wishes. You get a thumbs up for the alliteration and many thanks for the kind thoughts. But with nothing else to say, we must move on. And this next one comes from Panda. Question. Lucky was in the army for a while, right? Wrong. Lucky was in the Navy. Based on how Leonidas acts when someone slips beer into his drink when he was ranting about sleep, hours, and math, do you think he's a huge geek or just a happy drunk? Were there geeks in the military? And are servants physically capable of becoming drunk? So, first off, I think Leonidas is just a happy dude. He's not necessarily a geek. He just likes to work out, stay away from ghosts, and generally flex around the gym with other, big muscle dudes. I'm pretty sure he has done many, many, many versions of the Pillar Man Awakened. And yes, there are actually a fuck ton of amount of geeks in the military. I especially say that for a Navy because guess what, guys? We spend a lot of time just in the middle of the fucking ocean. There's not a lot to do. You got to get creative. You can only go to the gym so many times before, I'm sick of this damn barbell. So, video games, tabletops, anime. Honestly, Lucky can say this. I was into anime before I went into the military. I got into anime when I was 10 or 11, but I didn't really branch out into, watching subtitled stuff. It wasn't until I got into the Navy and I got into torrenting that I could just download everything and just be all all right, I got 800 hours of anime. I'm set for this cruise. It still wasn't enough.
No, you think it's enough, but it's not. You burn through all your shit right away. Mm-hmm. I've done that on road trips and stuff.
And as for the last bit, are servants physical capable of becoming drunk? I believe yes. We have seen this in multiple occasions. Reference the 3 Lonely Girls on Christmas, Leonidas. I could probably say there's probably a couple more examples, but I can't think of them in my mind.
They exist. Several servants have shit-faced sprites, so.
Yes. And I think it's usually dependent on one or two things I want to say. Is the drink magical, and if the servant wills it? Because as we have discussed before, most servants don't actually need to follow a normal body's needs, but some of them will just do so just because they like to feel they like the feel of it. So, eat because they like to eat. They sleep because they like to sleep. Fuck because they like to fuck. I give a lot of servants side eye for that one, but hey, that's how it be. And so, drink just to get drunk, I believe, also just falls in that category. They might just have to maybe, I think, what's the term? Intentionally lower resistances. I believe that's something that servants can do, is they can force down skills and whatnot, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Ah, yeah, Shuten lives with a constant buzz. Shuten is literally drinking the sake that killed her. Well, didn't kill her, but led to her death, and she's like, this is the best. Shuten living her best only life. But I have nothing else to say to that. I don't think Omega does either, so we're going to move on. Thank you very much. Oh, yes, no, I believe when it becomes her MP, it became the poison that can literally melt people down, but before it was just regular sake, I believe.
It was just really good sake. There's actually one more thing I want to throw out, because they asked about nerds in the military. Never been in the army, but I have seen pictures, because I hang out with nerdy people. There's a famous screen cap somewhere of what I believe was called the most, complex game of Warhammer 40k ever played, because they were using, this was, I believe it was army soldiers deployed in Iraq with just codexes, so they just had the rule books. They were using rocks for terrain and units, and cardboard boxes in the middle of their tents in the fucking desert in a sandstorm downtime. So yeah, no, you get a lot of shit to kill, a lot of time to kill in the military times. Hurry up and wait. So
I'm going to share one of my favorite military anime stories. It wasn't mine, but I found it, and it just makes sense. I want people to give that a read. And you can giggle at bang, 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 snake tits, bang, bang, bang. But while people in the Patreon chat read that, you join our Discord, and at the 5 and up level, you can get and read this too. We shall move on. This next one comes from Alias who says, "Hope you guys are well and are enjoying the event. I'm okay, and I'm very much enjoying the event. Omega's dying slightly. Thoughts and prayers, everybody."
Yeah, I'm a little under the weather, but I'm not ill. I'm not ill, but I'm not well. I do enjoy the event, though. We'll talk about that later.
Yes, we will. So thank you very much. We move on. This next one comes from the Dragon King.
He sends his regards.
They say, "Is there anyone from the Civil War that you want to see as a servant? For me, it'd be Grant. Also, hope you feel better, Lucky." You see, the way this is phrased, this is how I like it. It's just like, there's no faff, there's no pomp. It's just, hey, give me a servant from the Civil War you like. For me, it's this dude. I'm out. But if I had to say, well, actually, hang on. I gotta double check something here because I might be fucking dumb. Because I can't name a guy, but I have to remember, is he in? Okay. So I might get shot a little bit, but I picked Stonewall Jackson because that dude is a dude. It's a little wild. Just dueling, fighting everybody, not giving a fuck, beating people with a cane. It's a little wild. Just a little wild.
I don't really have anybody I want out of the top of my head, but I do know that they've mentioned explicitly that Robert E. Lee is canonically summonable.
Mm-hmm.
He could be a ruler or an avenger.
But with that, we move on. This next one comes from Chaos Spirit, currently helping a criminal mime plan a possible heist. Cyrus21. They say, "Question, hey guys, actually kept up with the episodes and thanks for reading my question. My CCC one was my bad. I forgot there was the no links rule. Managed to get Salieri on the banner, which was good. Anyway, my question is this. If you could pick someone to join you in a heist movie to steal something from a criminal empire, who would it be? I pick Moriarty as he comes off in his materials as completely loyal to his master and as a criminal mastermind. I feel at this point I should just go, yeah, duh. Like, if like, honestly, like, I mean, this is no insult to you, or to anyone, but if you have any sort of crime / heist / anything that has remotely do with the evil and it requires planning, and you don't have Moriarty on your team, I'm just a little confused. I'm like,
he's the Napoleon of crime, which also means, by the way, you shouldn't do crimes in Russia in winter. But anyway,
but we actually had something like this question before. I can't remember what our exact answers was, but we did answer it. We had a little bit of fun with it, so I don't necessarily want to go too long into it, but definitely at the top of the list would be Moriarty. Like, how can you not? And just for shits and giggles, no matter what, I would find a way to put Blackbeard in my team. Listen, Blackbeard is literally the best comic relief there is, so I'm happy whenever he shows up. But with that, unless Omega has anything else to say?
No.
He doesn't? So we move on. Thank you very much. This next one comes from, not sure if Lucky is clowning or serious, concerned nonetheless. Yes, should be. There was a very serious moment, Tuesday. I believe it was Tuesday. What is time? I don't even know. But they say, "Hey guys, I just wanted to say that you're the best and I hope things get better for the both of you. Well wishes all the way. Right back at you. I reflect them with my barrier. I didn't get them at all, but you can have them back. You probably need them more than I do. Maybe. But thank you regardless." This next one comes from Cahulian God. They say, "Would the idea of formation bonus be interesting in FGO? Something almost akin to Darkest Dungeon? Like if you're in the front, you get a damage bonus, but either takes more damage or you're more likely to get hit. Vice versa for the back and no bonuses for the middle. And perhaps some classes get special perks, like if Max is up front, she gives a small defense bonus to other servants behind her, but doesn't take as much of the advantage of the strength buff, and assassins who do the bonus manage to the rear enemies in exchange to their usually smaller attack values." I said, that's definitely an interesting idea. Again, but that would then involve a whole bunch of more coding that I'm pretty sure FGO programmers really don't want to deal with. It would basically be an entire overhaul of the system. And yeah, that seems a little... Yeah. Most things that are modified now are usually... they add modifiers to attacks now. You see this with command codes, with paw prints. Shoot, heck, they did that with the super luck on Chacos this Valentine's.
Yeah, they played around with... Well, that also technically gives you bond increase during the event as well, temporarily.
Yeah, it does.
But it basically did the passive tag for bonus servants into an item you could give, which is pretty interesting.
It is pretty interesting.
There's a lot of customization going on.
Right. Lucky will say he's never against more complexity in his battles, but he also understands that adding complexity to a battle makes things complex. And that's not always the best thing. But with that, unless Omega has anything he wants to add?
So, I'm thinking about it, but also I feel like we're too late in FGO's design phrase to get, like, super crazy for, like, rearranging the order. Not to mention there's no really good way to set that up, and I do actually believe that technically Chen Gong actually, like, figures that out. He does the frontmost servant when he yeets somebody else that's not him, I think is how his kill another, because it's not targeted because it happens during the NP animation. So yeah, I don't know. There are some opportunities there for stuff. I don't feel like we need a whole, like, oh, you do get an extra bonus thing. MASH is in a weird place, I think, where let me actually check. I haven't looked at MASH's actual, like, because we've had her forever, her actual core stats. Does MASH even have class skills, like, in the traditional sense? Like, I know MASH has class skills, but does she have, like, mechanical passives going on? Because if not, they definitely should give her some. Okay, so she has MRA and writing C, which is not as cool as it could be. They could probably do something with that. That's just a servant overhaul thing, though I don't think they need to make it geographically. Anyway, sorry for delaying that answer. Come back a little. I just had second thoughts inside my thoughts. But yeah, okay. We're good.
Okay. So we're going to move on. Thank you very much. The next one comes from Water is Not Wet and Fire is Not Hot. I agree with the Water is Not Wet deal, but Fire is Not Hot?
Do you want to get into this? Because I saw this alias the other day, and I was like, hold on a second. So, water being wet is kind of an open-ended one. In the traditional sense, no. We do actually use wet sometimes as an adjective to describe something that is in a liquid state, such as wet paint. But the more common definition is something that is soaked in moisture, doused in water.
Yeah.
So at the very least, even if you can say water is wet in that it's liquid, that's still super redundant. Don't do that. That's dumb. Mm-hmm. However, I'm reasonably certain that fire is in fact hot. This person may be thinking they're trying to shenanigans with the fact that fire is an exothermic reaction that releases heat. Oh, that means the fire itself is not hot. Incorrect. The flames, the actual visible part of fire, is the expanding gas and exhaust caused by the breaking of the oxygen bonds that creates the fire reaction. This is one of those things that sometimes people don't wrap their heads around. Fire's a thing. There's nothing you see in life that's not a thing. So fire is superheated gas and even plasma. It becomes the smoke. That's where the smoke comes from. It just doesn't come out of nowhere. The fire is actually like the smoke being super hot, and then it cools into normal gas. So fire is in fact hot, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise.
Well, yeah, the way I basically understand it is fire is basically the transferring between the solid and a gas state, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it goes from
particularities of combustion, but yeah, the actual flames of fire are 100% hot.
Yeah. Anyway, they have something to say. They say, "Hello, Lucky and Mega. This week I watched an anime called Gate, a military isekai anime, and funnily enough, the codenames for the servants are codename for the soldiers are a reference to servant classes. The anime even mentions filling the grail. So my question is to you, have you ever seen Fate references in other animes? And if so, what are some of your favorites?"
I like how they're talking about Gate like I don't know what the fuck Gate is.
Well, to be fair, it's been a long time since we talked about Gate. Gate came out like, I don't even know how long
it was
ago.
Quite a while ago. It was one of those classic web novel, night novels first.
Yeah.
But no, it's one of those things where, like, you think we don't know about Gate?
Well, we do. And you know what I'm talking about, military being filled with nerves? Gate is also a kind of representation of that, and they're all nerds, and they're all kind of dorks.
Well, and the light novel author was in the JSDF. That's why he wrote the story.
Yeah. Like I said, like, you are right, talking about, call signs or servant classes, operations or whatnot. But the thing that always made me stand out to me in that anime was when they're about to do a helicopter evac, the command officer was all like, "Are we ready?" It's all like, "The speakers are set. We're all set to blare Ride of the Valkyries." I'm like, are they literally going to do the helicopter scene and blare Ride of the Valkyries? I'm like, yes, they are. That's the moment, it's like, that's good shit.
This is what the kids call Kino. That's real cinema.
So, they were all just big dorks in anime, and I love it. Despite what anyone might say, I love it. Now, if you want to talk about Fate references in other anime, I will actually point you to something that is actually recent. You might have had me harping on this in the past couple months, but I would like to direct your attention to what is known as Tonikaku Kawaii, also known as Tonikawa, also known as Fly Me to the Moon. The author of this series is a particular gamer, also known for doing Hayate the Combat Butler, and often fills his works, or her, I don't actually know, with references. Tonikawa actually has several FGO specifically related jokes in it. At one point, a character is mentally attacked by 3 Buster cards. In the manga, they actually make a reference to how much Saint Quartz you can get into a pack. Also in the manga, at one point, the main character tells the main character's wife, who's also a main character, tells her husband that she wants to see him killed by Excalibur, and upon seeing so, blames Kawasumi-san. So it's filled with them. And Chris Starlight actually brings on up, I don't know how many times to bring up, but you see Gate of Babylon everywhere. Gate of Bootylon, though, is one of the most notable out there.
Yeah, there are definitely, I don't remember them off the top of my head, there are, for as much shit as people, even in the Fate fandom, give the Dean adaptation, the way Gil does the classic Gate of Babylon shot has been a thing for a long time. Yes, I know it's a CG in the visual novel, but, like, people go so far as to do the whole reference of how it looks as well. So, like, yeah, no, there's a lot of inspiration taken for a lot of these classic shots. I'm pretty sure several people have done the "Are you my master" kind of thing. That's a very iconic shot in Fate Stay Night.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So no, there's definitely. And so the anime of Tonikaku Kawaii doesn't quite have as much, and since it's not as far in the series, you don't get to see like random servant cameos, because that is actually something in the manga. You will actually just see random servants in the background. It's kind of hilarious. But I highly recommend it anyway. Give it a watch. But unless Mega has anything else to say, we're going to move on. This next one comes from The Eternal Storm. They say, question, coming back to something you guys said 2 weeks ago, that what welfares we'd like to see get a new version of themselves. I know you already mentioned Adult Chacha, but who else? My dude. Do you think that we answered that question and only pulled out only one out of here and decided to keep all the others secret? Is that what you think would happen? Because I'm gonna be real. I don't know what you want from me here. This question was asked. I gave an answer, and usually, if I have more than one answer, I usually give it. I'm very horrible at the pick one result, but I want to pick 6. It's like you can't have 6.
I'm trying to think. Did we hold anybody back? I'm racking my brain to not even to answer this question, but to think about the context of the question. I'm like, nah, I got nothing.
Here's the thing. Because first off, you make this very, very specific. You say welfares. And the thing about a lot of welfares is, if they're not an OC, and sometimes even if they are an OC, they already have multiple versions. Like, think of Nobu. Nobu's going to be getting her 3rd version this year. Santa Alter, not only is, regular altar form, also has a maid talking about Kentoki. Kentoki is already a big boy SSR berserker and is getting a new costume that make him look super cool. Super golden. Shoots. Shiki has a saber version of herself. Skahawk's on her 3rd version as of this moment. Oh, let's see here. Let's just keep going. Let me just keep throwing dirt on you in this hole. Let's see here. I'm trying to think off the top of my head here. Yes, Jalter. Oh man, do we want to even get into Jalter and Johns? It's wild. Too much. Quetz is on 2. Let's see. Sieg probably doesn't need another version. Sieg is Sieg. Same with Roma.
Also, to be fair, you could argue that Sieg's a multiple version of other people as well.
Yep. Like, do we even have to mention Liz? There's literally 5 Liz's there. There's 5. We have 2 Shutins. Well, actually, no, technically 3, I guess. On a technical of technicals. It's like, no, man, like, honestly, the only reason I say Chacha is because there is actually another definite version of Chacha's story that could be explored and has something that has been referenced into FGO. And it's like, of course, there's other aspects and welfare and stuff that have not been explored, but if I'm looking at something that I want immediate right now that I know is designable and has been referenced, it's Chacha. Let's see here. I'm trying to think through my others. Gray, I don't really want another version of. Gray is Gray. She perfect as she is. She's small and she's cute. She stays the hood. I give her head pats.
Yeah,
same with
that's
a Reese.
one of those characters that's like, she exists.
Like, same with a Reese.
Same with Shiki as well. I would not head
Mhm.
pat Shiki. You'd probably lose that hand, but, she exists and has her second personality already. I mean, what can you do, guys? What more do you want from us? What blood do you want from this stone?
Yeah. If any of you have any ideas for any welfares you would like to see other versions of, please let me know. I will say that I take that back. No, I'm pretty sure I said this. I'm pretty sure we still asked for Elizabeth of Japan.
Yeah, I still want... Like, I'm pretty sure that would be a costume, because I think she's still a Lancer in all those appearances, but yeah, give me that costume.
Yeah.
Heckin', dude. You have Rumi Okubo, like, in all the time. Just have her record the costume lines. Animal people.
Animal people. Again,
just give her a free figurine of Elizabeth Japan. She'll do the work.
Any audio standalone? Are we opposed? Well, I don't want to do that because...
That was weird. I think Lucky accidentally turned off his microphone there. Or intentionally turned off his microphone. I don't know.
Sorry about that.
It's fine. It's not a proper ghost. It's more of a stealth mode.
I had to go stealth mode for a second.
But I'm assuming what you're going to say about Oreo standalone is that kind of doesn't work because she's not a servant, per se.
Mm-hmm.
She is Ryoma's noble phantasm. Like, she has her own skills. I think they're all tacked onto Ryoma, though. Like, as a playable unit, as the welfare. I'd have to double check. But okay.
Ugh.
What are you talking about? The Ninja of Tyranny emote clearly exists already. It's just invisible.
Actually, sorry. Can we take a quick break for a second?
Yeah, we can take a pause. Let's take 5, everybody. Okay, and we're back.
Sorry about that. Lucky had real life things to take care of, but we will move on.
It's okay.
Can't exactly
go to the bathroom and get a drink.
Break times are important, y'all, everybody. But with that, I think we said everything we could say about the previous one, and we will move on. Thank you very much for the effort, but also consider. This next one comes from the girl who stopped leaving comments that are kind of mean.
Are you leaving mean comments?
I believe last time they said something that was a bit mean. It wasn't like super mean. It wasn't like spiteful or evil, but it was maybe a little sassy, a little salty. I can't remember the exact wording, but I remember they said something. Just can't remember what.
How rude.
Oh, no, they're not being rude now. How past rude?
Mm-hmm. Previously rude and crude.
But they say, question, if Nifgio NA dropped an SSR ticket today, who would you pick and why? No limiteds, just the standard SSRs. Like the future, like the future ticket?
Yeah, the ticket they're dropping right now. I mean, not right now, but like, there should be a comma in that. I realized that I said that. That was like not enough pauses. But yes,
don't worry, guys.
Okay, so the permanent ticket.
Well, for me, it's easy. I pick Bradamante.
Fair enough.
Like, with the one we're getting in the future, my choices are still pretty hard between, Jinako and Bradamante. But Jinako doesn't exist for me right now, so it's easy.
Yeah. Gosh, I wish I could double check what campaign that was for, because it's not like called SSR Super Exchange Ticket. I can double check how the actual works. Like, it would probably be Tamamo as the permanent support caster who won't come the fuck home. And I do actually like to use arts, guys. You just never know, because I don't have Tamamo. That kind of shuts off some of the shenanigans.
The shenanigans.
But yeah, that would probably be it, just to scratch her off the list. But I'm not actually sure, because I don't know 100% what the like actual full list is. There could be a permanent unit that I'm not thinking about, but I think I got most of the ones I want. Like, let's see. There's not a permanent AoE assassin, I don't think, in the SSR slot. There's definitely not a permanent AoE saber yet. Also, no, I'm pretty sure isn't the SSR ticket this year?
It's it was the 2,000 download, the 20 million downloads campaign.
Yeah, I think that's later this year, because the one we're about to hit is 16 million.
No, I still think we got some time, because that didn't happen until, let's see, April 29th, 2020. So it would be 2020.
Okay, so it's about a year out. Okay, I thought it was sooner. I'm probably just misremembering a discussion, because our Discord chat are constantly animals about future content. Is there a future thing where you get to pick something coming up in 5 years? They're picking it right now, all the time. So I probably just got confused by what they were talking about. But also, April is not the 5th anniversary.
Let me see. Can I fit this real quick?
If it was, in fact, right the fuck now, though, yeah, probably let's go with Tomo, because I don't think I've got any other niches or other characters I like who I need to get in.
I did a quick cut and paste. Europa and Anastasia are on this list, who also I don't have, but Bradamante kind of won my heart and soul.
Yes, it would definitely. Yeah, for me, I'm looking at this now. It would 100% be Tomo or Nightingale. Like, I like some of these guys, but also I have perfectly good units who do stuff, and they're permanent. So
Achilles is going to spook me one day.
Yes.
One day.
And to be fair to Achilles, I do in fact have Drake already. So while Achilles is cool, and obviously no servants are interchangeable, I do have an AoE rider with a big battery. A big other thing. Anyway.
Big ship.
Big boats. I like big boats, I cannot lie. But he's in a niche that I've already got, whereas you can't really replace a Tamamo. They don't really do, unlike compared to, say, something I know Arknights does a lot. They don't really do multiple servants in the same niche at different rarities. Like, yes, there will be, like, units who can do art stuff at, like, 4 and 3 star and whatever, but they don't do the same things usually. They do different stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in Arknights, they are absolutely units who have basically the exact same skill set as another operator, but at a different rarity, if you need them, or if you need two. But I don't think there's any unit who can do what Tamamo does in her support niche, and I've used shit tons of support Tamamos on friends lists when I can find them. So yeah, it would be Tamamo or maybe Nightingale, because I like Nightingale, and also she does very unique things. So yeah, that's me.
That's him. So with that, I hope that answers the question, and we move on. Thank you very much. This next one comes from the Weeb engrossed with Sengoku Jidai, history while playing Neo 2, another game I need to play. They say, hi, Lucky and Omega. I hope you're having an okay week at worst. I hope you are having fun with the old man and bartending. Good luck on your future roles. The only question I have is a dumb one, so skip it if you want to. Which servant scare rouses you the most? Well, usually when I type the word scare rouse, I usually actually put it together, not put scare rouses. Just saying. I will post this in the Patreon, but I usually write it as such.
Yeah, that's usually how you do that. I don't know why you made it two. It's weird. It's grammar.
But there are plenty of candidates for this. Kiara and Bibi kind of being at the top of this list. Kiara is very much, oh no, you sexy, but also, you're just oh no. And Bibi's in definite this same line. She's literally just wearing a leotard all the time and just has big ol' hadoobiladoos. We're talking some big ol' hadonkadonks. Yes, Danger Cup. Also on this list, believe it or not, Raiko. Like I said, Raiko is literally batshit insane. She just acts not.
It goes back to the thing we talked about 5 million years ago about being functional.
Mm-hmm.
Raiko's very functional at beating up my enemies. Guys, it's 10 o'clock at night, and we just took a 10-minute break. So,
that's all right.
This is what you get.
I'm in the middle of thinking at the moment, because there's a lot of servants.
Mm-hmm. I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna do what they want and skip it, because I don't have the brain for this right now.
Well, no. Well, I'm just probably gonna leave it there, then. Leave it at Raiko, Kiara,
I currently have no fear boner thoughts, only when is this pseudoephedrine gonna kick in thoughts?
Oof.
That's okay. I've done shows while I've felt shittier.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is I think one of Lucky's strengths is I am able to talk a lot longer than Omega for a longer period of time. Just go back to Lucky doing 8 to 12 hour streams just playing Stardew Valley.
Yeah, you're better at overall endurance.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have that amazing power to keep my convo going no matter what.
No matter what.
If I stop a thought and then I don't have anywhere to go with it, and I've been doing this for 2 hours, my body will suddenly be like, hey, do you know you've spoken for 3 hours straight and barely drank half a bottle of water? Maybe you should go, I don't know, die. And I'm like, okay, I die now. Blah.
And Lucky might go burr.
But that said, like I said, don't feel too bad for me. Yes, I have a little bit of my chest is a little sore. I've got a little bit of a in there. Like I said before, though, we've been doing this for nearly 3 years, going on the 200-ish episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely recorded shows while I felt shittier. I think I've recorded shows while I have been actually sick. I am not ill. I have no fever or anything. So just a little. Nature's gross, okay, guys? Anyway, I think we've bandied about this question long enough.
Not sure if you want to end it there. We will, and move on. So thank you very much. This next one comes from Nothing to See Here. Move on. Very well then. I guess we'll move on to the next one. No, I won't do that. But they say, I wasn't expecting you to keep going after the alias. I guess, I hope you're both doing well and that you have a great week. No, see, we did both. We got the joke, but then we brought it back. Because I'm not gonna skip. Well, I might skip.
Skip gang!
Skip gang! I want an air horn that I can just blast after skip game. Just play. Actually, I just need that sound bite in the general, now that I think about it.
I could probably find that button.
Well, I need it for me.
Yeah.
Unless I'm gonna be like, skip gang, can make it hit that button, and then you just do, that could be fun.
I could probably time that too.
Now,
we could definitely get some soundboardy hardware.
Yeah.
It's expensive, though. Good shit.
It is. Well, I said, we were talking earlier, it's like, we gotta do something. We gotta do something, Marty.
We'll get it spiced up.
Mm.
This episode's not going to spice anybody up, though.
Probably not. But I hope you're all having a good time regardless. And then, speaking of good times,
people at home, you need to prove us wrong. Make this the most watched episode of Let's Talk FGO, the scuffed episode. Get this to 6,000 views. You can do it. If you do that, you'll show us how wrong we are. We'll be so embarrassed.
Should we do an apology video if they do?
We're sorry you watched our video so much. We're genuinely sorry. Why did you do that? Now we can just clip that part out.
Anyway,
yes,
we move on. This next one comes from Alias. I had to put it in there because they put an exclamation point in there. Mailbag is biased. Mailbag is biased. And yes, you are completely 100% correct. It is super biased. But they say, seeing how Amakusa, aka Mr. Still Your Grails. By the way, I want to call this out. This is not Steal, this is Still. Still. I don't know if they did this intentionally or not.
He's going to brew
you
my grails?
Yeah.
Still them?
I mean, we are in a bartending event. I mean, honestly, that is something that some people do with some alcohols, like Goldschlager. Is that? I believe it's just snobs, but it actually has gold flake in it. Doesn't need anything to flavor. There's just fucking gold in it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, gold is indigestible, so you just shit it out later. Just a heads up.
You can literally shit gold bricks. Well, not actually gold bricks, but you know.
Probably shouldn't do that much. Then you probably get some sort of metal toxicity. But yeah, gold's not very reactive with your body stuff. Funny
it is a schnapps. It's been a hot minute since I actually made any drinks. But yeah, no, so like on that, yeah, let's totally just get a big old bottle of moonshine. We'll just throw a couple grails in it.
Grailschlager.
That sounds great. Anyway, I'm still at this parentheses. Let me move on. Architect works at a liquor store, so yes, they would remember. Okay, I'll start this over. Seeing how Amakusa, aka Mr. Steal Your Grails, gag on how he wants to know the location of the grails and probably wants to steal it in the Valentine's event, what other FGO gag joke do you want turned into an event later on? This is actually a good question, but unfortunately it requires thinking of FGO jokes. So I'll give it a hot minute ponder, but I might have to move on. Let me see here.
People at home, run your own dot matrix printer sounds. Get some old dial up in there. Do that one cartoon image of they like zoom in on the guy's head and the clock ticks until it hits the point.
Actually, I have one, believe it or not.
Go ahead.
I want a Halloween event featuring Leonidas.
That's right, he's scared of ghosts.
I think that would actually be pretty funny. Because I was actually thinking about it. Leonidas being scared of jokes being scared of ghosts always makes me laugh.
It's because he cannot punch them.
You cannot punch them. So I would like an event around him basically having to like deal with like a big old haunted house or something. And him, getting through it. I think that'd be pretty funny. I'm assuming, Megan, that you do not have one off the cuff.
No, I vamped for you to think. I don't. There's a couple of FGO gags we've talked before that we like. Turning them into an event, I do not know off the top of my head. So
yeah, but we got one out there. So good on us. Teamwork. High five. Yeah, that was a non-consensual high five. But Megan didn't get an option in that. Officer, I'm right over here. So we shall move on. The 13 ghost servants of Leonidas do. That's pretty great. But this next one comes from...
Where are you? I have to name this episode later. And one of us has to make a thumbnail.
I might make a thumbnail. I don't know.
I don't even remember. What was last week's thumbnail?
I don't remember.
The thing hadn't started. I think there's a bartender Moriarty, though.
Yeah, no. If I'm doing anything, it's probably gonna be CEs. It's probably gonna be CEs. I can knock that out in like 10 minutes.
There's a lot of.
I can knock that out while I'm waiting to get inside my Final Fantasy world because of queues. But speaking of queues, we still got a lot of these lined up, so let's keep going.
Yeah, I scrolled to the bottom, and I towards the bottom, I thought, oh, are we almost done? And then more loaded. I'm just like,
They got you. But this next one comes from the Dapper Gentleman is most dapper. I agree. They say, question on events. Would you prefer them to be character specific instead of typical shit's broken, go fix it kind of deal? So I say into this in that usually the shit's broken, go fix it kind of deal is usually what leads us things to being character specific.
Yes, to follow up on that, think about the event we just did, right? Obviously, that's not quite 100% the same, but this is obviously a very character-focused event on Moriarty. But it also has the context of, I've woken up in a strange place again, kind of a thing. Which is how a lot of events start.
Isn't that like the first line?
Yes, I believe that is your first line of just like, I've woken up somewhere new again.
Mm-hmm.
And then Moriarty's just there, and he's like, hey.
Good morning!
Good morning.
I love that, by the way.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
Can we talk about how sexy Moriarty's voice is, and then he just gets that stupid voice, and I'm just like, I fucking love this.
No, Moriarty's great.
Moriarty is great.
Good work on that.
Again, I have to refrain with every fiber of my being to not roll more. I really do.
You will get more chances.
Exactly.
And I gotta be real with you, Lucky. Lucky, think of it this way. For Kama, you've got one more chance. There's only one more chance after this one. She hasn't had a rate up yet again since the Ooku rerun. You gotta hold it in.
Hold it. Okay. Like to vamp a little bit, during this week, Lucky is going to put on his headband. I'm gonna get my 80s training montage track on, and I'm gonna knock out some fucking free quests, some interludes, and some rank ups.
Free, unpaid Saint Courts.
I'm pretty sure I can probably make like 120 if I knock everything out. Like I think I'm still back in Agartha for my free quest.
Okay. I feel that.
Yeah, no, so
this got me thinking I should probably catch my free quest too. I don't think I'm done with Shimosa, which has the mirror quest.
Oh yeah, that is true.
So I should probably get started on that. It's been a while. I should definitely do that at least by the time of around anniversary/summers, because after that we got Spacer Star coming up.
Spice.
Anyway.
So in regards to your question though, I definitely would I do prefer them character specific because I always love more characterization. I love just more, lore, setting, and stuff around characters. That's why I'm constantly harping on a Tamamo centric event. Like I said, we get we've gotten a fair amount of Tamamo adjacent, or Tamamo Y.
She's been there plenty of times, and she's been on banners a few times.
Yeah, but again, hoping for maybe some serious unpacking of her character and costumes. Just give me all the costumes. Give me Tamafok. Give me Tamakop. Be great.
Tamakop puts Kiara in horny jail.
Bonk.
Yeah. The argument I was going to make there earlier, I was going to segue into this, talking about banners, is arguably most FGO events, other than main stories, but even then, because those have characters with arcs in them, are actually character-driven. You know why? Because there's a banner. You play Guda Guda? That's actually a story about Nobu and Okita, so you roll Okita. Boom, there it is. You're gonna get Oku? Yeah, that's gonna have big boy plot stuff, but also there's gonna be a shitload of Kama in it, so you roll that Kama banner. Obviously, I do actually think FGO doesn't write them in that order, right? Like, I don't think they go, yes, we're going to sell them this Kama character. Let's write an event. But functionally, it's a chicken and egg type shit. It doesn't necessarily matter which actually comes first. What matters in the design phase is you've got the chicken and the egg, guys. Are you going to eat that egg or not? And by eat that egg, I mean wallet.
Sorry, Lucky is, actually, hang on. I'll just write it in the Patreon chat.
Oh shit, he's writing stuff for patrons. If only you supported us. Heh. It's a pretty good one. We're funny. Okay, alright.
So, with that, I think we're done with this, and so we move on. Yeah. So thank you very much. This next one comes from to roll or not to roll? That is the question.
Thanks, Billy.
They say, hello, Lucky Omega. Happy week. I hope yours was better than mine. Working night shift while farming CCC was hard. I hope you at least finished.
Oh, yeah. Should we have put that in, like, not of the world's evils, did either of us actually beat King Protea, the boss?
No.
I didn't.
Listen, I didn't even get through the story again.
Ooh. I at least cleared Kiara's boss fight, and I got a rare prism for the extra BB. I didn't do any of the backside BB extra shit, and I didn't finish with King Protea either. I got down to, like, the last 24 hours, and I still had, like, 2 or 3 of those fucking shadow quests to get through, which are hard in their own right, and I'm like, I just don't have the time or resources to dedicate to this. What the fuck?
Honestly, Lucky's had a pretty bad week, gacha-wise. I didn't finish the Azure Lane event. I did okay in Destiny Child, but Destiny Child is literally no brain, just go.
Yeah, it takes care of itself, for the most part.
Takes care of itself. And I got to 50 missions in the CCC event. So I'm like,
I also did not finish the Azure Lane event, but I think that's just because I was cursed. I got, like, 4 non-raid up SSRs. I had to double check to make sure I was rolling in the right construction. It's fine. They're about to add a shitload of ships that were limited to permanent construction anyway. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I'll just wait. Eventually they'll have the rerun and I'll get in there. Yeah, we got something after mailbag. Guys, we're gonna talk about Moriarty and his event.
Yeah, and I got a couple of because we're coming up on the end of the Patreon poll period. I got a last minute check in too to get people out there to get out the vote, stuff like that.
It gives a grail off.
Yeah, you missed a grail. Well, you didn't miss it because they'll be the main interlude.
That's what everyone's saying. Is if you guys have lied to me, I'm gonna burn something down.
Honestly, I expect probably. I imagine if I actually got to the KP fight, my plan would have been okay. The problem was just getting there and having all 3 of my command seals intact, because that was part of my primary strategy, which was, what if Summer Jalter just used her NP all the time? But I did not get that far, because there was these frickin' shadow guys with like a bajillion HP between all their frickin' whatevers, their break bars in my way, and they had break bar stuff, and they kept putting extra classes in there. It was a real pain in the dick. How not to do rerun bonus content.
Oh, as it was. There was a grail at the end of it. Powerful.
I mean, yeah, they did it. They did the good work to give you the extra grail, but gosh, they should have just formatted that somewhat different. That was not good.
Grails and RP shop win.
It would definitely be interesting. I do actually wonder. They've made RP a renewable resource, like not even in terms of rolling, right? You can get them if you just do certain events and stuff during. They even give them out as like bonus rewards for campaigns. When are they going to do that with grails? Because at some point you're gonna run out. I know we get so many events a year, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Anyway, they say, question, is there any particular aspect that you would want to see? I think it's pretty basic, but I would like to see the more Avenger side of Boudica, for example. I mean, that's a classic. A lot of people said that. I've asked for that. I believe that she appeared in what? Oh yeah, it was the Karen no Kyokai
event.
Also
in summer, though. It was summer, so it was still funny.
Yes. And then they made up somehow-ish. Other aspects of servants. There's a list, y'all.
Yeah, I don't. It is now 10:20 at night. I don't got the juice for an exhaustive list of every servant who has an alternate aspect. It's very common. It's a theme almost.
Yeah. I will I gotta stop. I'm slipping on my do not. I will say though, top of my list though is still gonna be Lady Yodagiri, Adult Chacha, Avenger. Like I said, there is a lot of foundation for it. Other than that, other aspects.
There's one alternate servant I want.
Oh?
Give me Summer Medusa, you cowards. Takeuchi, you moral coward, do it!
Moral coward.
I dare you. I double dog dare you. I say, sir, you are a bitch! I've challenged him.
You have challenged him, and by the rights of chivalry, he'll probably just ignore you. But moving on, thank you very much. This next one comes from the lewd match between Kama and Kiara will start at midnight on Showtime. I would have said HBO Max just because, but who knows?
Everybody's on HBO Max.
Yeah, that's right. But they say, hey guys, I was just wondering what MP animations do you love the most and which ones do you hate the most? Good luck, I'm rolling for Kama Chameleon. Listen,
so it's funny. That's actually Karma Chameleon, but by the way, you have 3 guesses for why I know this, and the first 2 don't count. But the song is Karma Chameleon. At no point does that man pronounce an R in karma. It's just not there. Anyway, NP animations.
If we're talking about ones I love the most, Abigail's still pretty high at the top of my list. It's powerful.
Yeah, Abby's is really good. I mean, I'll say this, in general, the category ones I love the most, if they have their own theme, if they have a leitmotif, I'll still jam out to using Emiya, and he plays the theme. It's a whole thing. Other than that, I've talked about this before, I really love standard Hokusais. It's also really fun. We've definitely gotten the question of what NP animations are our favorite before. Are there any that you particularly don't like, Lucky? I'm trying to rack my brain.
I don't think so off the top of my head.
There are some I know that are boring.
Yeah, like I said, there's some that I'm just like, I'm going to tune out for like 15 seconds. But I want to say I hate them. It's just usually because they're, Gen 1 MP animations. They're not full of flash.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, the thing is, if there's NP animations I don't give a fuck about, they're probably attached to servants I'm not using a lot.
Probably.
Like, do I hate Phantom's NP animation? No, I'm also not using Phantom for anything. I don't know, hearing him bitch Christine might get annoying if I had to use him all the time, but I just don't. I use somebody else. And honestly, most servants are pretty, there's effort involved, so...
Yeah. But we shall not harp on this much longer. I think those are our thoughts. So let's move on. This next one comes from Dapper Mage Bartender, who says, question, recently from the beginning of CCC Rerun to the end of the event, I was doing a bit of leveling and skill leveling and blew somewhere around the ballpark of 100 million QP. So my question is, do you remember the largest amount of QP you have used in about a week? P.S. I'm also now back to major QP hell, so I hope we get half AP daily sometime soon. When is the next half AP?
16 million downloads, I believe.
16? Oh,
that should be after OQ.
I might do that. Like I said, I have a fair amount of gems. I want to give my Sakura faces some love.
I definitely need to farm some EXPs because I got I remember I got Miyu on like a last minute ticket out of nowhere on that event. Mm-hmm. She's still at level 1.
Oh no!
I'm like, I got a few people hanging around with low levels. I'm feeding Moriarty all the EXPs from the event, and because he's a 5-star, it's not nearly enough.
I'm gonna try and get the EXPs in, but I'm gonna hold them.
I've also realized that my Dantes is max ascension but not max level, so I can't put him in his summer costume. I have to do that before we get that rerun for sure.
Kuhaha.
Yeah, so I don't know for sure an exact number, but them telling this story of blowing like 100 million, I have definitely done that. There have been a couple of times when I've gone from most is just QP, at least 3 million digits of QP. Yeah, that works. 3 millions of digits of QP. To no millions of digits of QP, let's put it that way, I think is the best way to phrase that, in one go before, so I think that's about the same. Lucky, do you have a concrete memory of a time period of how much QP you've yeeted?
Not a concrete, but I can definitely say, there's been several times, just those events that are enough to get up into the hundreds of millions. Just because I have, so much stuff and so much servants, I can usually eat through, 200 million, 100 to 200 million, no problem. And then I'm back in I'm fucking eternally dying for QP state.
Also,
there was a time where
but I think we still got what you were saying.
Oh, am I cutting out? Oh, no.
You're fine now. Like I said, you roboted a little, but I think you were still audible.
Oh, no, my secret is exposed.
Beep.
Beep. Steve!
Beep.
So, I'm pretty sure I've explained this before, but, sure, I don't mind faffing. Omega, you don't have to say anything. But once upon a time, in a game far, far away, Omega and I and a lot of other people played Star Wars together. And I hijacked a little maintenance droid who I promptly named Steam and took everywhere. And one of my things, my character, Taket, I know I've spoken about Taket before, would constantly do is anytime there were any sort of danger, would just yell, Steve, do something! And Steve, being the ever dutiful bot that he was, would just go, beep. And I would usually follow up thanks, Steve, you're a bastion of encouragement, and go proceed to kick ass. It was one of my favorite gags to do ever. So
you guys also installed a coffee machine on Steve.
Yes, we did. Because we needed to have goddamn calf. Whenever.
When you call yourselves Mayhem Squad, you need the juice.
You need the juice. Man, I love the cat. Hopefully Claymore is going to be same energy, just maybe not as bad. That reminds me, I got to finish
I'm imagining Claymore will not be as fiddly, but you've definitely done a lot of work on that. Hey, if you don't know what we're talking about there, listen to 5 hours of us Cyberpunk World Build. It's actually good. Shut up. So, if you think this episode is very scuffed, you want to listen to us for hours, just go back and listen to that. It's great.
I forgot. What's the definition of a method actor?
Method acting is when you get as close to actually being in the situation as possible. So, for instance, if you're doing a scene where you're, like, drowning, a method actor will actually jump the fuck in a water tank.
Okay.
Tom Cruise is very method. He not only does it, he does his own stunts, but in the freaky dangerous way.
Oh, scary. Okay. Today I learned.
Well, Loth had already got some more views than Star Wars.
Yeah, our Assassin's Zero, where we didn't actually do anything, has actually gotten like 4 times the amount of views in its first week. It's crazy. But, we move on. So thank you very much for that. This next one comes from Moon is momentarily at peace as the first wave of midterms disperse. Now back to simping mode for the Husbandos event. I hope you got them. Listen. Lucky loves butts. But they say, question, greetings Lucky and Omega. I hope you're doing well. My question this week is, what command seal design is your favorite? I personally like Ophelia's and Kishtaria. So far, they are so intricate and detailed. Oh man, I don't know if I can actually... See, unfortunately, I do not have... I see someone that's posted rim butt. That's a good butt. Defenseless indeed. But unfortunately, I do not have the memory to actually remember command seal designs. I really don't. So unfortunately, I have to skip this question. I'd have to actually go Google it and then look at it, compare it. And I think Omega's just slowly just sinking further and further into his chair. Oh, he fucking did it. Damn it, Omega.
I got it. Somebody else got it already. Honestly, I think we've talked about this before. The Fate ones are pretty cool. I don't like them when they get too weird. Though I think probably my favoritist, like, ironically, I was going to say my favoritist extra, like, that extra mildly type one is actually Hakuno's command seal. That's number 27 on my chart. You can find it also labeled on the other one. You see this one in Extella as well. Because that's got, like, the triple parts, but has the extra flair on it as well. The FGO command seals are very simple. There's a lot of fucking command seals, though. Though I do want to throw out there, shout out to, we've already seen it, but Pepe's command seal, which involves the thing that looks like kissy lips. He's just that extra, guys. Actually, yeah, is this just his? Oh, hey, cool. This is great. Does this have spoilers for anybody? No. I'm in a wikia. That's right. They're gonna be weird to me. There. That's Pepe's command seals. It's literally a heart with lips.
Oh,
this motherfucker.
Right.
Interesting. Also, I believe if that graph is to be believed, the kiss is the first one to go. That's the number one. Yeah, it's great. Okay. All right.
Can't really this time, but but I have to say I like Bazette's. I think that's pretty wild. It looks like a dual sword. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I do like when they, much like with Pepe, but also with Bazette and several other characters, when they go that extra step to make them, like, really unique feel to those people, right?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, some certain extra command seals or certain style, like, Kyrie's extra command seals, the command spells that, Jean has on her back. When we get too dense and we just got lots of lines everywhere, it loses some of the majesty, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But there's some great ones. Also, shout out to Waivers, which is like a sword with wings. Very classy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'll just stick with Bazette for right now. There's also these ones at the bottom. I'm just like, what are these?
I believe those are referencing Prototype?
I believe so.
I don't know for sure, though.
Shit's wild, yo. But anyway, that is that. We shall keep moving. So thank you very much. I hope that was a good answer. We move on. This next one comes from BB's Best Bunny. I'm currently having a long life vacation in the Sumerian underworld on the moon. Summer BB and Aresh de Bon 10. Congratulations. They say, hi, and remember, have fun. This was literally like 50% more bragging than it was actual thing. That makes me laugh a little bit. But, that's fine.
But he's not bragging, because this motherfucker's fucked. Have fun in hell, nerd.
Nerd!
We just slam the trapdoor on him, leave him to his fate.
Fate trapdoor. There's a new series for you. So thank you very much. We move on. This next one comes from a hunter searching for an army to take down 1 versus 10,000 style. So lately I've been playing Persona 5 Strikers and One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, and well, after those two and many other Musou games I've played, I've begun to wonder, maybe the best way to offer some of FGO's arcade content to the West would be a Musou style game. And I say this mostly as I've noticed the evolution of Musou games from Koei Temco have become more and more RPGs when it comes to their spin-offs, to the point that P5S is said by many people to be more of a Persona game than a Musou in how it plays.
By the way, put me in that category. I've been playing P5S. It is absolutely straight up a Persona 5 sequel that instead of normal turn-based RPG mechanics happen to have a very Dynasty Warriors action RPG gameplay mechanics. We will talk more about that tomorrow.
If I wasn't broke, I'd be getting it, but I'm broke. But so okay, well, oh yeah, there I was. So it makes me feel seeing more of FGO Arcade's active RPG elements implemented into a Muso-style game with higher RPG mechanics. Wait, oh okay, your statement here seems a little repetitive because let me get it. So it makes me feel seeing more of FGO Arcade's active RPG systems implemented into a Muso-style game with higher RPG mechanics. Okay, could work as a home console variant of Arcade. Of course, it might collide with the Extella series, which is already a Fate Muso, but that is just a thought. That's it for me. Hope you guys are having a nice weekend as Kama comes closer and closer.
So, having played both Extella games and also am playing Strikers right now,
right meow.
Strikers is way more RPG than Extella or Extella Link is. There's definitely some elements, right? You do have servants, you do get to arrange their class skills, you get to pick their active skills kind of stuff. But, you know, Strikers has full-blown, you have elemental and status immunities and resistances and stuff again. Like, it still keeps a lot of the core Persona tropes. You could definitely do Arcade that way, I guess. That, to me, feels a bit like we're asking a lot of, like, cross-development. Like, yes, I know. I've been talking about how I would love to get Arcade's content accessible over here, and I think the only way they can probably do that smartly is to do a home release, right? A home console release.
Mm-hmm.
Or even just a Steam release, you know. I would think it would probably play better on console since it's designed for arcade cabinets, but, you know, what do I know? People play weirder shit on Steam.
I mean, that's gonna get the fucking PC guys coming snapping out of the woods, talking about their master race and stuff, you know, so be careful.
I don't care, fuck them.
Alright.
But, this sounds like that might be, like, asking for a lot of cross-development stuff, especially when, as Lucky lamented earlier, we don't know where Extella 2 is, right? There's supposed to be a sequel to that story at some point. I'm sure Nasu will remember it. And who knows, maybe Nasu's has been too busy writing FGO to remember to actually write Extella 2. You know, he talks a lot about how he's been busy.
I'll blame a lot of Tsukihime as well.
That's also probably a major project that's definitely been something that he and Type Moon have wanted to get off their chests for a while. It's been in dev a while. They've been active in that development process. But, that might actually be crossing the streams a little too much to literally make it that style. I would say, having played Strikers, though, I wouldn't mind it. I think it's a decent enough system. As much as that game is not very well adapted, you could also easily do it. Haven't we seen that the extra remake's going to be card deck styled as well? I was going to bring up Chain of Memories, which is not a very well designed game, but does let you do the active RPG with a card deck that you cycle through. So you could easily apply those concepts to.
Also, to be fair, wasn't the original extra literally rock paper scissors?
Oh yeah, no, like it wasn't a super. There were skills and stuff too, but there were basic attack things that were very rock paper. It was an RPS styled, so you could definitely keep that, and you could make it to keep what I assume is in arcade. You would keep things like class advantage, etc. And you could even have more in-depth storytelling. That's talking for like a full-blown arcade remake, though, basically, which I don't think we're gonna get until arcade. At least their part 1 story would be complete. So it's a cool concept. That's probably asking a little bit more than I think anybody's willing to give on arcade's development right now. But certainly would be a cool way to kind of transplant the arcade story if they wanted to.
Mm.
Yeah, that's me.
All right.
Thoughts.
Yep, I have nothing particularly after that, so we move on. Thank you very much. This next one comes from the one who has bought every lore in the shop for the past 5 months and has none at the moment. That's a lot of spending.
I see. You have a high demand for skills.
Question.
You also enjoy Castlevania.
Psychomantis. Question. So if I remember correctly, this next anniversary, the Lightworks would give us that opportunity to max ascend one servant all the way from level 1 without needing to use any AP or mats. Do you know for how many months that opportunity will last, or does it only last the duration of anniversary? P.S. I demand for the Lotto event that gives us a lore per box. What is that? I need the high demand.
You have the Rare Prism Shop nerd if you want to get in there. Yes, it lasts longer than the event purpose. I believe it lasts a couple of months. I think it lasted until November, but keep in mind that JP's anniversary is like a month later than ours. So I do not know the exact date. It is now 10:40 p.m. So I don't time space. What is it? I don't know. But yeah, it will last several months.
Okay, Omega, bear with me here. I was gonna look up the Psychomantis quotes, and I type in Psychomantis, and the first thing that pops up is Psychomantis Gamer Girl. What? What is this?
Do I want to know? Do I want to know
know.
what happens when you Google that? I do want to know. I'm gonna find out right now.
I'm going to. Excuse me.
Why is this the first one? I understand nothing from this. I've learned nothing.
Pranking Psychomantis Gamer. Oh, I'm done. I'm done.
This was nothing. Google, this is Ultra Lies. Goodbye. Tab closed. That is a good question, Lucky. Did you log in today? You've got 20 minutes to do it.
Yeah, no, I'm playing right now, actually. Well, I was playing earlier. I'm playing Destiny Childs right now, because I also got 20 minutes before that was over, too.
Thumbs up.
But, yeah, no, sorry. I got distracted because Google decided to bamboozle me.
Google autocompletes are probably Satan.
Psychomantis Gamer Girl. Why? Why did they...
Keep in mind, we auto-completed that, and then we actually ran the search, and we didn't learn anything. It's just confusing.
All right. Some lady out there, would you please do me a favor and cosplay as a Psychomantis and, do like a stream or something, call yourself a gamer girl, just so there could be some actual resolution on this? I'd love you. Okay, thanks, bye. Click. So, where was I?
We were talking about the Max Ascension thing they do for...
Oh, yeah.
And I unless you looked it up, I believe I gave as accurate information as we're going to get right now.
Yeah.
I don't think chat helped us out either, so...
No, we'll say it as then, but we will know. We'll know eventually. Don't worry about it.
You will have several months to pick.
Yes. But, we move on. Thank you very much. We're almost to the end, Omega. Hold on, my dude.
I know. I see. We're at the bottom of the scroll. I just had to stretch around in my chair a little. We've been sitting here for a while.
Mm-hmm. This next one comes from the unofficial self-proclaimed captain of the Resident Card Fight crew. Question. Will you do a Teach Me topic on Fate Requiem, like what you did with CCC when the co-op comes out next year if we don't get the light novels? So, I'm going to answer for Omega. The answer is most definitely no, because there's only like 2 fucking books out, and they're not translated.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I was going to say yes, but also that's pretty short. We might just do like a short summary, like what FGO actually did when CCC came out, because the CCC hadn't come out. Like, that's the thing. CCC, that's a whole ass game that's not translated. Yeah. Hours and hours of play with multiple extra content in it. Requiem is so far 2 volumes. I'm pretty sure, assuming by the way that the event itself doesn't have like Erisei or somebody go like, and in this world this happened. We can probably explain it in like 5 minutes. So yeah, no, let's go with what Lucky said there. Good question. World. Probably not. No.
It's a world where everyone has a servant, except this one girl for reasons. But then she gets a servant. Shenanigans ensue.
By the time we get that far, you never know. They could have announced a friggin' anime for Requiem.
Listen. If Requiem gets an anime before like Strange Fake and maybe a half a dozen FGO stories do, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be a little bit upset. I'm telling you.
Yes, but also I would like to point out how they handled Case Files, which was half original, and then like the other half was 1 volume.
Well,
they could do an adaptation of Requiem.
Case Files is also technically complete.
Oh yeah, no, Case Files is complete, but the anime didn't cover the complete parts. It's interesting.
No, they completed 1 arc, kind of.
Yeah. Weird. Hey, more Case Files anime when?
That'd be pretty cool.
Give me another season of that. There's more stories there. There's way more stories. Though also, Adventures of Lord El Meloy 2 when? Anime when? That's a light novel series that I don't know if it's actually... They've either got 1 volume out or they haven't published yet, but there's a sequel series that's set post-Fate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Here, let me pull this up.
Actually, I'm pulling it up right now. It's an actual sequel.
Yeah, it's a full-blown sequel series. I know this because people have been throwing out the older Rin.
Oh, yeah, you can see on the cover right there, there's a Rin.
Yeah.
Oh, man, do we actually get some fucking post-Fate content? Mm-hmm. Ooh. That's powerful. That's too powerful.
Yeah. It's set a few years after Case Files and Fate Stay Night. And I think it's fair to see why that happened. It's still by the author of Case Files. Mm-hmm. So it's a sequel series to that, so Nasu doesn't have to bother with whatever his weird meme is about not doing future shit. But I'm not sure if it's... Again, I don't know if the first volume is actually out yet, but it's got a cover. And yeah, Rin's on it, so we know Rin's in it. And there have been some key art of slightly older Rin showing up. So,
all right, well,
okay.
Apologize. We've faffed super hard because Jeff. But like I said, we'll see. Honestly, I don't know. It is a year. Maybe they'll come out with a couple more volumes. I don't know. And also, honestly,
we'll see. I believe the light novel author is he works with Type Moon, but he is one of the guys they've also, in addition to some other Type Moon projects, tapped for FGO stuff. So, it's almost like FGO is their flagship project that has shitloads of text to write. A lot of their friendly neighborhood writers are involved with it all the time.
All right, but we move on. Thank you very much.
I only got a couple more, and several of these, I believe, are well wishes. Let's go.
This next one comes from Mount Nobunaga Waiting Room. You're going to be there for a little bit, but more power to ya. Fight the good fight. They say, hello, Lucky Omega. Hope you're having a great chill week in real life in FGO. This CBC event is a very nice breather after the clusterfuck that was CCC, and I do enjoy the extra Moriarty characterization. That was supposed to be a Z, but I forgive you. A lot. Question, which servant would you want to see get an animation update next? It doesn't have to be specifically because they desperately need one, because they could just be used to better explore their theme and design. Personally, I really want...
Very easy to read.
Sorry, no, I kind of flubbed it too, but I don't want to go back over it. Personally, I really want to see Billy the Kid with some new animations, considering he's our only true cowboy in FGO, and there hasn't been much interesting done with him, plus the sound effects really need an update desperately.
I mean, what do you want him to do? Throw his hat at people?
I don't know, maybe I don't know, let's get crazy, maybe flips a coin into the air, bounces a bullet off of it, why not?
I mean, yeah, if they're going to go that far, they would probably have to do stuff like that. They could do some sick twirls, I'm sure, with some of their fidelity. No, but, end caster ball supremacy. All caster balls must go.
All caster. Like, specifically, I would say, Matahari. Matahari always sticks out to me.
Matahari's always been weird, so yeah, sure, let's put her at the top of the list. Like, her and Carmilla, I think, were very weird, but they fixed Carmilla's, like, forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
Into the thing where she actually attacks people with, like, blood and torture devices. It's great. It's actually on theme.
And also, shame on you, Calamity Jane is totally a cowboy. Or cowgirl, however you want to say. She's just not
very
here
accurate.
She was actually a frontiers woman and actually fought against Native Americans.
Just because she's kind of from space, but not really. Don't ignore her.
Don't ignore her. Actually, I don't know. Has Caster Giles. I keep wanting to say Gilles.
I think somebody said it should actually still be like Gilet or whatever, but I'm just going to be like, nah, fuck it, Giles. I can't.
I'm not French.
There's only so much you can expect from me at all times, guys.
Yeah, I think someone did say that, but yeah.
Oh. Also, by the way, I'm looking at Calamity Jane's Ascension 1. Other than her slightly spacey gun, that's definitely a cowboy western kind of look.
Actually, it's kind of interesting, because I actually just pulled her up real quick. She was actually known for wearing men's attire a lot. How dare FGO? This is clearly sexploitation.
I mean, she's wearing boy shorts. And she's got cowboy boots on. The bikini top, though, is definitely not how that works. Alas, alack.
Well, no, like, real talk, blonde wasn't much of a thing. Heck, fuck.
Listen, there's a lot of characters in FGO who don't have their real hair colors. Hair colors are a myth to the Japanese.
It's how you know their main characters or not. For real.
I mean, like, there's something to be said for like, blue is actually code for a certain color of black hair, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, no. It's because otherwise they would have two fucking color palettes, and it's very boring. Max out here fighting about accuracy and hair colors, and I'm out here being like, who cares?
Who cares?
Her noble phantasm is still the dead man's hand. Sorry, I just realized I was talking slightly off mic there. Another problem with the pop filter. I haven't really bitched about it all episode. It's been like 2 hours. But a slight problem is that now that there's a giant black circle in front of me, it's like, I think of it as the entire microphone when that's not how that works. The microphone's in a very specific point at the center of the pop filter.
Also, real talk, Axe, I don't think it's weird they gave her weird American stereotypes. They're called stereotypes. She's blonde, blue. Wait, is she blue-eyed or is she green-eyed? Whatever. She is not brown/black-eyed and has big titties and is super excited.
Her eyes are very green.
Yeah, they are green.
But also, I mean, it's not like they did her dirty or anything. She's got
I know.
Her special messenger skill, the Polar Star. She's got sabotage. Got all the skills. And yes, it is Space Dead Man's Hand, but her Noble Phantasm is still the Dead Man's Hand, which is a very infamous thing with her and Wild Bill.
Well, also, to be fair, she did also used to be a prostitute and a dance girl, so maybe a little bit of skin ain't that weird. I don't know. Listen, Calamity Jane got around in various meanings of the word. But
I appreciate Lost's argument here before we leave this, where he's like, does Ku have blue pubes? Absolutely. Of course he does. It's a very complex joke about the Picts and also, as they were called, the Woads. They would literally paint themselves blue. That's why he's wearing a blue skin type bodysuit and has blue hair, because he's painted blue without being painted blue. Haha.
I didn't learn about Woad fashion until I played Horizon Zero Dawn. And I was like, oh, this is a thing. It's Woad. It's Woad, yo. Yo, Woad. I feel it. So. I think we answered that, and then we harped about Calamity Jane for a while. But so we're going to move on. Oh, excuse me. My stomach decided to rebel slightly there. So thank you very much. We move on to Mooncell Master waiting tables on the Dark Side Bar. That's a good name. I like it. But they say, Dear Lucky, shame. There's two of us here. And even if I bemoan the fact that Omega gets more of the attention, I will never begrudge him it.
Also, we can argue about who gets the more attention.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's true. We haven't streamed in a few months.
Yeah.
In about a month when we're done, we'll flip-flop this relationship. Because people watch Lucky stream and seem to enjoy it way more than they do me. And that's not just because he streams FGO.
Nah, I still think it's just because I stream FGO. But we will see in a month. Because we gotta do some stuff. We gotta do some stuff. But this person says, which music tracks, if any, from FGO do you listen to just because you like them? Until next week, ciao. I actually have a couple. I like to listen to all the versions of Spinal Coaster. Venus Racer, the battle track from Summer 2. Snowflake Shield, basically the main theme, but Lullaby, which plays when Mash gets blasted, makes me cry. Sun in the Abyss, the main theme from... Well, not necessarily the main theme, but the theme from Merry Christmas from the Underworld. It's that mashup of Christmas things and the Extella main theme. It's great. I fucking love it. There's plenty of them up. Like, I'm not, like, honestly, I'm not as into music as someone like, what's his name? Alex, Fandola. He's the composer that's been making the waves on Twitter because he does cool, funky stuff. But I like some things. Actually, what was his last name? I think it was Mandola. Now I gotta go double check.
Well, Lucky's thinking about it. I can answer this question even though I wasn't asked. Which is, I mean, some of them are similar. I've listened to Spinal Coaster before. Usually 3, but all of them are good.
Oh, it's Mokala.
And we can mention, by the way, talking about CCC, oh, you didn't finish the story. That's right. You didn't get to see it again. You'll have to go back in your event archives. That last bit, though, the last arc after you beat Kiara is still good, guys. Speaking of things we want animated sometimes, fucking CCC, guys. Give me Seraph. That would be good. Abyssal Sea. The final Virgin Laser Palladian. It's great. I also have before, just especially because it's so short, you have to loop it a lot, jammed out to the Lord Canelot theme. I really wish they would do a variation on that that's longer. Because it's a particular version of the main theme when Mash does her NP, but it's really iconic to me. Interestingly enough, I think about it, most of the music I listen to because I'll listen to it while I work on stuff, it's usually battle themes. Tree raves. Love tree raves. The Grand Battle themes are good. Though Part 2's Grand Battle theme is really, really good. Damn. Also, Goddess from Gummiad's theme. Actually, her leitmotif is really good with just the quiet, ominous chanting, but the actual battle theme's really rad, too. Yeah, there's I think I talked about this before. Lost Belt 2 has a really, really good leitmotif selection. Not that FGO has bad music, but they really brought their A game with giving everybody consistent theme. It's pretty good. Yeah, actually, they are coming out with FGO Soundtrack 3 soon. In English, anyway.
Asakawa, do you literally have a physical thing so you can just put a bunch of pictures of V and twirl them around?
I believe it.
No, hang on.
I mean, I follow her on Twitter, so I believe I remember that image, yes.
Well, it only came out like 25 minutes ago, so I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I have. I've been on Twitter. I also just I've realized from watching this slice of her stream, hey, technically we have the same PSN avatar.
Hey!
Because she's rocking Medusa from...
Extella.
Yeah.
I know, again, I'm not shook.
No. Asakawa knows what she's about.
She fucking loves V from Devil May Cry 5. And I mean this. Loves. It's great. Listen, y'all, go watch Yu Asakawa stream. It's actually kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. She's been practicing her English, too, lately, I believe.
She has. She also requests that you don't use Google Translate to Japanese at her, just English at her. She'll figure it out. But that's enough about that. Summer Medusa.
Give Yu Asakawa more money.
Do it. So, I said, we answered the music question, so thank you very much for that. We shall move on This next one comes from Rotsiv, king of farming bullets the entire last week of CCC because I have literally nothing else to do or grind for otherwise. You are a powerful, powerful man.
But what will you do when there is no more works to grind for?
I don't know, I guess I'll just die. But they say, do you guys have a mat or two that you realize you probably never ever have to farm for again? I, scarily enough, have 18 different mats that I have done the numbers on, and realize I am never going to ever need any more of them again with 7 other mats that I'm getting close to adding to that list. I'm a day 1 player, and only a dolphin, so I don't really pull enough to realistically run out of those maps anytime in the next few years, so yeah. Anyway, are you either of you seeing this happen to you with a specific mat? Oh shit, it's 8 o'clock, fuck, I didn't actually redeem my fucking things, fuck, oh well, fuck.
Proofs.
It's kind of a brag, but at the same time, I understand where they're going at.
Well, they're running the math, and they're like, oh shit. By the way, like I said, proofs. I have like 500 of them. I don't know, a lot of people don't have any, but I have like freaking 500.
I think I have less than that, but let me pull up FGO because guess what time, guys? It's login time.
Yeah, it's login time. I also have like 400-ish Void Dust, but I also remember the early part of the game when Void Dust was an in-demand mat, so I'm not going to say I'm never going to run out of Void Dust.
Never ever gonna ever give up.
So I'm going to step away from the mic for a second to also get my phone and log in and look at mats.
Yeah. If you guys don't mind, I want you to play some elevator music as I quickly beat up these thugs with Maeve, who's in her prison warden outfit, as she should be. Cheese kick.
Okay. Boot and FGO, logging in. But, yeah. You're looking it up, but do you have any off the top of your head, Lucky?
I'm pretty sure, I don't know if, like, here's the thing. I think I might still be drowning in hero proofs, but I think I've used a fair amount of my Void Dust. Just not sure. Like I said, I'm still in the process of booting up, because I have to beat things up. Honestly, that sounds like a hecking, Noble Phantasm Loth. It sounds like if Summer Medusa was a caster. I like it, though. It's trendy.
Alright, closing the news tab, because there's nothing in it. Get my login rewards. Yeah, give me the glass.
Do I want to throw a ticket for... Yeah, you know what? It's still the event. I'll throw the ticket for Moriarty again. Why not?
Materials.
I just need to beat up everybody! Y'all need to die right now.
Item list, that's right. Scrolling. I'm wrong. I have 585 hero proofs and 497 Void's Dust.
That's still a lot.
That's a lot. I have 334 seeds. I don't think... I don't want to commit that I'm done on seeds forever, though. Most of my other mats are still pretty decently spaced out, and I do admit, looking at this, I'm like, man, I don't have nearly enough reactor cores or Sukomo mirrors.
I mean, they just came out.
But still, I have a decent number of ice left over, and that's pretty good.
I am sorry, Avery, Brian, you're about to get mabed.
I'm like, so thinking about like, okay, yeah, obviously I only have so many of brand new mats, right? But right. I also only have like 109 pages and 169 horseshoes and 155 feathers. All of which will go away the moment I decide to use them on skills. So it's like, yeah, there's some of this shit that does, like, I only have like 190 evil bones and 180 fool's chains because, God, you use those mats a lot.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, no, I feel like proofs are not going to be a serious problem for me in the foreseeable future. And, like, mathematically, Void's Dust also probably not, but also, you never know.
Sorry, Lucky is still trying to blitz through this, and he's about to unleash Drake on everybody, so this match is over. I just gotta get through this.
For instance, hypothetically.
Just gotta get through the animation.
I'm gonna get my login.
By the way, if everyone's wondering why Lucky decided to start doing, less ums and more speaking is, fun fact, I was actually, because my job is pretty damn awesome, I was actually watching Corone stream Dragon Quest while working, and listening to how she talks. And despite that doggo going... very excited. She almost never says that. She always is very clear with what she says. I was like, I need to imitate this. All right.
Fire in the water.
I did get to hear angry doggo noises when she was gambling. It was great.
I am Turtle. Turtle is you. Corona is Turtle. It's okay. Her delivery's great.
All right. Okay, I finally got out. All right, let me go to my room.
I'm accepting friends requests. I still have 5 slots left after the Great Scottying.
The Great Scottying. The Great Scotty.
Listen, if you, it was only 10 people, but if you had a Scotty with a spawn CE, I got rid of you. I don't need you. Let's see who's on.
Alrighty, let's see here. Yeah, so I have 542 proofs.
Oh shit, it's Old Man Lee.
Oh no.
I've got 4 tickets. Let's spend some. Sorry to cut you off, Lucky. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I'm literally... Yeah, no, I only have 125 Void Dust. Who did I heckin'...
Yeah, you definitely leveled somebody possibly recently.
Let's see, 303 Dragon Fangs. Those will be gone. That's 2 servants right there. I mean, that's maybe 1.5. Here's what's killing me right now. I only got 13 evil bones. Just saying.
Nope, that sounds about right.
Let's see here. What's big numbers here? Big numbers. Let's see. 264 seeds, 261 serpent jewels, 260.
Hey guys, I got Prince of Landling. No sparks. I'm gonna stop now.
He's done. Well,
that was.
If I don't get Moriarty on the second pool, I'm gonna be a little mad. I'm gonna be a little mad, yo. I'm gonna be a little mad. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Not quite super saying. Just saying. Wait, let me actually get the damn ticket though.
Yes, I also have that. I definitely need some half AP embers.
Hang on, let me go redeem this. God damn it, Moriarty, I won't be able to... Moriarty, I can't listen to you talk. Bye! I gotta go roll for you. Bye! Alright, here we go. One roll. Here we go. Oh, no, but it's not. I can tell by the way that the loading works. Nope, it's a CE. Again, god damn it, I keep getting fucking... Fuck it, I'll spend what little quartz I have. I have like 8 quartz. Fuck it, let's do 2, like, normal quartz. Fuck it.
You have had better luck on YOLO runs than I've ever had. I know this gets lost in Lucky spending shitloads of money, but sometimes stuff happens. That was
a Lubu, by the way. Which is better than a fucking 3-star CE. It's a 3-star servant. Nope, this is not. Lucky can actually usually tell when something good's about to happen because I can see it in the loading.
Yeah, there's different loadings, there's the different circles, there's how things behave. Sometimes the game is nice enough to give you a telegraph with sparks, but I just pulled Landling with 1 ticket and it was just like, here's a ticket.
Yeah, no, usually of like, you know, that few second delay, the slight stutter, that usually means that new data is being loaded. Yep. You're like, oh shit, we need a moment.
And it's definitely something, while small, you definitely still notice it even if you have a good phone. Like, everything for me lagged on my previous phone. Like, every summon lagged a little bit. But it was definitely like, oh, that's a little chunky. That said, waiting around for chunky rolls is...
I am still no Moriarty. Megan got his Langling. How dare.
He's a permanent saber. He was sure.
Incensed. Where's that image of that haughty-looking kid? By kid, I mean goat kid.
Man. I don't know, but somebody's posted an image which I assume is new. Because I can't imagine that anybody else in the FGO community would make this meme ever.
It's still just as good as I thought it was. That's lucky right now.
That goat goes places.
But we're going to finish on mailbag. We only had a couple to go and Omega's dying.
Yeah.
This is not a short one. Holy shit.
I don't like this. This has a what if in it.
Alright. But this next one comes from Mighty Marauding Magnus Mundanely Moe's Miniature Meadow. Yeah. That's the Minish Cap. So, hey, Luxio, Lucky, and Onyx Omega. Hope your week's been aight. My question partially alludes to our case, specifically the deviation that has occurred with Camelot. Spoiler alert, it basically got you fighting against Kabuto from the Naruto Shippuden arc, masquerading as a French Timlar Grassmaster, complete with dragon heads et al. And a different demon payload along with some unconventional allies.
I understood none of that thing he said. Why are we
See, what's great about this is I actually have no idea what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, no, it works out great. Did I just get spoiled? I don't know.
I can't play FGO.
Don't
arcade.
do context in the chat, by the way. Don't try to contextualize this. Leave us alone.
No, be nice. Don't spoil things.
Leave us with our context. I don't know what's going on.
Rude. I didn't need to know this. Well, I guess to be fair, I don't know when I get to play it, so it might be a while. But still, rude. But they go on to say, my question is to you, if Nasu and Call ever decide to redo a Singulator ERR chapter or LB with a slight / massive deviation as a what-if scenario, what chapter would you choose? I got a lot of people would choose Septum, given how it's arguably the weakest story chapter, but personally I would go in America. Not saying it's a bad chapter, but there's arguably a lot more that can be done differently. Hope you have good rolls during CBC and hold steady for Kama. So technically they already did that for America. If you check Lost Room in the Moonlight, that's taking place in an alternative America where...
yeah, they do that extra thing with... Olga's...
Marie.
Yeah.
Is on the side of the Celts.
Doing it from a different direction.
A little wild.
Also, I just told you don't try to contextualize this in the chat. Stop doing it. Are you contextualizing right now? Stop it.
Even for a what if. Like, things are what they are.
Yeah, I don't like... I know I talk about this with...
I just realized I see Omega's lights popping up, but I hear no Omega. Does anyone else hear Omega?
It's a very good question. Does anybody else hear me? Yeah, they hear me.
Okay, so Loth hears Omega. I do not hear Omega.
Weird.
Does anyone hear me?
I hear Lucky.
Okay, wild. So
Weird.
Apparently, y'all can hear us both. Omega can hear me, but I cannot hear Omega. Did I unplug my headset somehow.
Now, oh shit! Hold on. Why do I sound super loud?
Oh my god, it is literally the most basic bitch thing. I don't know how this happened, but somehow I literally... Was I fiddling with my fucking...
Yeah.
I was fiddling with something, but... Yeah, I fixed it.
Okay, good. I think I accidentally, tabbed the gain thing on my own mic. I accidentally made myself super loud. It's okay.
Oh no. We fixed it. My bad. I was playing with things that men should not.
Yeah, I bumped my mic. My audio still sounds a little weird. How's it? It looks fine. We'll get over it. We're almost done with the show.
We're almost done with the show.
Yeah, so we probably accidentally talked over each other a couple of times. Because you weren't hearing me speak. It's fine.
Nope.
I was yelling at people mostly to not try and contextualize the thing in the whatever chat thing. What I was in the middle of saying before you realized we had an audio problem was just that I'm gonna do what I don't usually like when talking about tabletop games or stories and stuff, and I'm gonna deny the premise. I don't believe in redoing stories. They're done. Deal with it. Even if you want to do and if you want to do a side story or whatever, that's their business. We've talked about this before. There's unlimited possibilities. I will not pick one. There's too many. I'm done.
He's done. And because he's done, I will be done. And we'll move on to our last one, so thank you very much. This last one comes from Master Con, the love triangle between Kiara and Kama.
You did.
But not actually. What?
I said they're dead.
Well, actually, it's not. Honestly, it's more like a tube.
It's a
with
pipeline.
You in the middle. It is. Well, because the basic way to think about how Kiara and Kama work, Kiara desires all the love, and Kama wants to give all the love, but she's kind of ironic in it.
Yes, I think this is in her high level. Yeah, it's in number 1 or 2 of her profile. The thing about being the god of love who also got blown up means that you're very jaded about stuff.
Yeah.
Love is cool. I am the cosmic love, but also...
I'm kind of pissed that they blew me up because of it.
Yeah, I talk a little bit more about what's public knowledge in the Wanted that exists for patrons.
If I remember correctly, wasn't Pavarti just so peeved that her husband wasn't paying attention to calm on?
No, actually, short version of what's going to get retold in Wanted was there was an Asura who was kicking everybody's butt because he could only be defeated by the son of Shiva, and Shiva was busy meditating and wasn't available to fuck his wife. So Indra got Kamadeva, the god of love, to go Cupid him, and apparently Shiva did not react well to getting suddenly shot with an arrow, and opened his third eye and just nuked Kama.
Yeah, so I can understand why Kama's a little peeved about the whole thing.
I was just trying to do my job, dude. Anyway.
I knew it was something like that.
No, Pavarti actually is like, oh, my lord husband, you must revive Kama, because you exploded them. And he's like, okay, they're Space Ghost now. What? Space Ghost. Hindu's pretty fun sometimes. It may in fact just be Dragon Ball Z. The translation that I saw originally for Kama's profile uses the phrase that Shiva was quote unquote training, and I'm like, this is the most anime ass way you could phrase this story. He's fucking Goku doing 100 times gravity push-ups, and he's too busy to fuck his wife.
Anyway, we haven't even got to what their question was. Hey, Lucky to Make. I hope your day is great. Or met.
Hey, hold on.
What?
We shouldn't actually read this question out loud. It contains a spoiler for an event that's about to come out in English.
This is true, yes.
Yeah, I just realized I read ahead. I'm like, whoop, wait, hold on.
Like I said, I understand this spoiler because it's one of those things that it's kind of hard to miss if you do any sort of research into it. Unfortunately, I did because Donkar face. But for in the entrance of
People's Virgin Ears,
we will skip the question, but I will answer. Tamamo is one.
Yeah, this person actually caught it in their follow up. You can edit your comment, by the way. You don't have to reply. You can just fix it in post. I'm pretty sure. We have this conversation fairly often. I think there's a couple other characters, but I don't know if bringing them up would be spoilers.
Yeah, no. Like, there's a difference. Like, real talk. There's a difference between things that are confirmed and things that are maybes. Like, aside from the ones that you've mentioned, there's none confirmed. Others confirmed.
Like, I would assume because of how they talk about the extra ladies that, like, it would only be fair if somehow you could shoehorn, like, Gil and Emiya into this as well, but I actually don't think the shoe fits there.
We can't do Altera because she is not actually.
High power Safar would probably just be a foreigner.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, Safar foreigner win.
Yes.
She has a unique design. She can't be. If they can make King Protea fit, they can make Giant Boss Safar fit with her huge chest.
Her Ascension's better be just giant Altera.
That would be a pretty fun one.
But on the other note,
copy this translucent image, just to show off how huge Safar's key art is. You'll notice there's a line in this image. That's because I believe she's split across 2 pages normally, and somebody has scanned and transparented this. It's pretty funny.
She has the biggest hands.
Yeah. She
can give Lip a high five. Well, no, if you slide down her front, you'll end up wherever that fucking cube is, and that's probably not a good thing.
No, that's okay. That's her, I was gonna phrase that very unfortunately, but it's true, though. That's her boss core, so that's, what I was gonna call, that's, the fuck me light. You wanna fuck me over? Hit me right here. Hands and chest. I remember that boss fight. You have to do it a lot, guys. Like 4 times. Not accounting for you dying. Anyway, okay.
But
I've
unfortunately,
still done something slightly off to my audio, so let's go.
Like, aside from the ones you have mentioned, there are no known ones. And unfortunately, when there's no other known ones, the sky's the common limit. Because, as we know from such things, there are certain conditions, and they're not really clear on how one achieves such conditions. I think I've been vague enough.
Yeah. We'll keep meeting people, so we'll see what happens with stuff. So
we'll see what happens. Like I said, there's thoughts, there's feelings, there's plans. But with that, we are done. So thank you very much. I hope everyone enjoyed this super long mailbag. I probably should have actually fucking timed it.
We hit up all the questions, whatever. It's been nearly 3 hours, which is way longer than I wanted this episode to go.
Hee.
That said, we didn't have anything to talk about, so here we are. We've stolen your time. Sorry, I had to take a deep cleansing breath there. Okay, so with that out of the way, with all the mailbags resolved, I think the only thing to talk about... Yeah, there, I transitioned. Hey, I'm there too. This is what happens when I interrupt myself, which I do a lot, now that I think about it. I should work on that part. Anyway, Tonikaku. The only thing I think to talk about now is something in my notes, is we should at least briefly mention Spider's Web.
Yeah.
I had to think about how I phrase that, because the actual name is very long in Japanese, but Spider's Web's Threads Memories. Man. Moriarty event. Moriarty's cool, the end of line. I mean, that's the short version, but no, actually, one, as a lot of people have mentioned, I do super appreciate how simplistic this event is after CCC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did all the story chapters, obviously none of them super hard. I have already farmed all the EXPs, I've gotten most of the mats I want. I might want some more statues, but I've also gotten the costume already, because it's only like 200 shakers. It's not horrifically cost-intensive.
Nope.
It doesn't cost me 10,000 of something. Looking at you, BB. Just cut to that Ruler Martha bonking BB over and over again. So, I appreciate that mechanically it's simplistic, and I appreciate just the simple story. It's really good. You hang out with Moriarty for 5 days. It's great.
You talk about stuff. You make drinks. You interrogate people.
You mix drinks and steal things. No. You don't change lives, though.
I would say you change lives. Well,
it's true. You do change lives. That is actually the point. That's not necessarily about the drinking thing. You do that at the end when Moriarty does a big talk. But there's a little bit of interrogating of the mages. There's a lot of information gathering and scheming. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, no, like, I like it. Moriarty just immediately got, like, I don't think I can overstate how much I love Moriarty and his character. On one hand, he is this, this sinister, evil old man, the mastermind of, the Napoleon of crime, master mathematician, has gotten crime down to literal equation. Then on the other side, he's just kind of this dandy old dorky kind of grandfather uncle dude.
Yeah.
Man, I really wish I had his character so I could look up his line, but the line that he starts with, and when it's his opening line with a battle, it starts off super serious, and then he just completely drops the coolness and he just says something high pitched and loud. And I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perseus has a diabolically dapper dad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's evil, but also dad jokes.
Yeah. He's having fun, but he's still an old guy. I also do appreciate something that he constantly refers to in this event sequence, which is he talks about, right, he plays up the fact that he's like, I'm fictional, or am I?
I don't know.
Am I real? Am I fake? Does it matter? Who cares?
I'm here now. Hey.
Yeah, so he has a very interesting way of interacting with his own quote-unquote history.
Love has a point where Moriarty's like, I had a fist fight? Why? And then, he rationalizes it out.
Yeah, the Reekenbuck Falls. I like his origin story of just like, I was just a math nerd. I love equations. I made one equation that was so perfect and beautiful. The dynamics of an asteroid, by the way.
Yep.
Which I believe...
Look it up. I didn't actually find out anything about what's actually in dynamics of an asteroid.
Let me actually double check. There's descriptions of it. Let's see. I'm wondering if it's... Okay, so yeah, Arthur Conan Doyle never actually said what's in it. Yeah. Based on Shinjuku, we can assume that it's got some other theories that people do about... because I think we mentioned this back in Shinjuku. There was an Isaac Asimov story called The Ultimate Crime, which was about using asteroids to kill worlds and stuff. Or something to that effect. I'm gonna assume it was just such a perfect high-level mathematics about predicting things that, he was like, look at this, it's perfect, it's great, it's chaos, asteroid, blow up the planet. And
it was probably something like,
seriously.
It was probably something like, the perfect formula to make a person, like, do something, because, break everything down into numbers. You can break anything down into numbers, even people and their actions, or something.
But yeah, so he's definitely got, like, kind of a, I'll show them kind of a thing. And then it kind of just snowballed from there. And like he says, like he mentioned this earlier, he just has fun. He has fun doing what he's doing. And you see this all throughout the event. Like, even when he's being his most sinister, he's having a great time. I think the only time he's not having a great time is when you occasionally have to fight wyverns that aren't wyverns. I do love that they just make that a fucking joke, though.
It's like, and now we must fight wyverns. We're like, why? And
then you fight the battle, and then you're like, those aren't wyverns. And he's like, well, close enough.
He's so great.
He's very nonchalant about stuff. No, it's a really good characterization. I think he already had really good characterization because of how they wrote him in Shinjuku, right? The whole memory gambit and stuff. But this serves as a good, like, out-of-context thing to show him a little bit more. It's not structured the same, but it deliberately harkens back to Kogetsukan. Like, with how you see people as other people.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Very good use of those tropes, by the way. I do actually love how they handled all the mages and their specializations with the people they used. Why your brain sees them in certain ways.
I do like how Moriarty comes. I was like, I thought they'd actually be casters.
Brain works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that's the interesting thing about magecraft is a lot of mages we see in stories about mages don't fight like how casters fight as servants. It's interesting. I had a next thought. Give me a second.
Go for it. Take your time. I'm just punching centaurs.
So the first thing I want to do was talk about the ending. Was there any other... Oh, right. I remember now. Something a lot of people have been going on about that they really like from this event is something they do in the last story battle, which is you actually get to play the story chapter, then make your team, because you find out who the boss is going to be in that story bit. I won't spoil it if you're like a couple days behind, but also hurry the fuck up. You don't have a lot of days left. Get to it. But this is a mechanic that I believe becomes more common in future story releases, but if this is a first debut, I love it. It's great. And a lot of people have been talking it up.
Yeah, because a lot of times you get that question mark and you're just like, guess.
It's guess or look it up. So it's like, all right, which one of these, no matter what, I'm probably going to have a bad time. So this move of actually like, okay, play this story. We reveal who it is. Then you figure it out. Go for it. That's pretty fun, and I do hope that does persist. It's very useful. The other thing I wanted to talk with you about, Lucky, was what did you think of that epilogue?
At first, I was confused, and then as soon as he shows up, I'm like, God damn it! If I had been at home, I probably would have thrown my phone on the bed and just, stomped away for a moment.
That customer over there.
Because at first, I was all like, I was a little confused because they were doing the, the classic Japanese after work scene, You've had a long day, you're gonna go chill at your favorite bar. Foe's there wanting an orange Caspis.
Spicy faux writing in there. I don't know if it's because we're dreaming or what, but spicy faux.
And then, you sit down, you have your drink, and then the bartender just passes you a drink, and you're just all like, I love the effect. They actually had the Grail animation.
Yeah, they had the little Grail SFX.
They actually had it slide over.
It's from that guy over there, and you look over there, and it's fucking Merlin.
He's all like, oh man, that was great. I loved it. I'm just like, you motherfucker, just peeking in my shit.
I was like, great. Here, you went through all that effort. It's not good to reward you. Have great dreams. I hope it's an Altoria harem next time. And I'm just like, this motherfucker.
This motherfucker. And that's just why I just want to yell security and have Dante just come in and throw him out.
I mean, Foe's there for you. Foe tries to attack him again. Foe just gets in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, jumps up at him. This guy.
But also,
that's also a great flash forward thing when he talks to you about opening a bar. You can imagine MASH bartending. They do it in the funniest way.
Or cafe. I picked cafe, and then she says, "Oh yeah, before I go," and she does the welcome home senpai with the heart. I'm all like, yes, this is
I
good.
should go back and check that. The bartending one is definitely more comedic because she talks about shaking the drinks, but also her shield, and I'm just like, okay, all right, hold on, wait a minute, we've gone too far. I know you're imagining this main character, but you've gone too far. Roll it back.
Cafe Mesh was cute, but also
really good writing.
No, it's really good writing. I like it when you get back and you get to your room and it's like, apparently my room has been changed again. Again, they just keep with the same jokes.
I see. And Moriarty's been remodeled without my permission.
And Moriarty's, like kings and princesses just do it whenever. I see.
Mm-hmm. He mixes you a mocktail, and then you immediately get drunk on atmosphere. I feel like that's a very common Japanese joke, but maybe that's because Persona 4 also did that.
Well, a lot of anime does it. They usually either have it like done two ways. They either get drunk on atmosphere or they just get drunk on the smell of alcohol. Drunk on the smell of alcohol is actually very common.
I guess I do believe sake is stronger than like normal beer, right? Isn't it?
Well, yeah, stronger than normal beer.
I could see maybe why if sake is your usual like Japanese touchstone, but it does seem a little like it makes me wonder, do people like I don't drink and I know that's not how it works.
Well, I will say in the media sense, and it's an excuse to get characters that would not normally be drinking and probably should not be drinking to act drunk and stupid and maybe have some fucking, clothing malfunctions or, somehow
or have an excuse for poor Moriarty to get bullied.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just a plot contrivance.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate that Holmes comes in to try to lay the smackdown on Moriarty. Moriarty is like, if you fucking do this, I will just put up I think what he says is like, I'll put a list of all your eccentricities and failings on the bulletin so fast before you even have the chance to say stop. And Holmes is like, I'll shut up now.
All right. And your response can be, that stopped you? That's what gets you?
I appreciate that Moriarty, like, here's the thing, like, between, like, Holmes and Moriarty, I think I've always been like, I vastly enjoy Moriarty as a character. So I do appreciate that there was something that, for once, he could hold over on Holmes, and Holmes just did not have a fucking comeback for.
Yeah.
Oh, what else? Like, the story overall was, like I said, it wasn't necessarily complex. It was very straight and to the point. And
I think that, I think that they explain enough about it that you get it.
Well, yeah, no, like...
Because there's actually an extensive lore dump somewhere on subspecies Grail War. I think we've alluded to that in the past, talking about certain different timelines in Grail Wars.
Yeah.
There are certain world lines where the whole Grail thing gets a little weird and wiggly, and so people do a lot of Grail warring. It's cool that they called back to that very extensively, but, they don't have... you don't need to explain. I don't actually think it's a potential Teach Me topic, it's just people fight over Grail stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes in APOC, there is a timeline. Why are you guys trying to make me do more work? Just do your own fucking research. This is simple. There's a huge fucking Reddit post explaining this, for instance. But no, like, it's pretty simple. I can explain it right now. The core, I believe, is that in the APOC timeline, because Darnik nicked the Greater Grail, there were a lot of weird knockoff Holy Grail Wars that went around. This also is what's supposed to be happening in Strange Fake, even though I'm pretty sure that's in continuity of Stay Night and Case Files? I'd have to actually double check if it's in its own... I think it is its own world line, but there's some crossover. Strange Fake's hard to tell, though. There's a lot of weird, deliberate stuff in it. Anyway, there's a lot of... Strange Fake? No, fuck no, it's not based on Prototype. No, that's what I mean by crossover. Those Prototype people, they're not supposed to be in that timeline. It's super fucked up.
Yeah, I think they used, like, one character from... Well, they used a character from Prototype in Strange Fake, but yes. That's not weird.
Yes, but also she is, in fact, strange.
Yes.
They did themes. They did stuff. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Subspecies Grail War is just, hey, what if the Holy Grail War got out and people could just try and do it? That's basically it. And it turns into this is a thing that is alluded to in APOC when they talk about all the great catalysts are gone, right? Like, it's ordering a catalyst so you can take place in one of these Grail Wars is actually a huge fucking deal, which is a major plot point in the story. Anyway, we don't need to delve into this too much deeper. It's pretty simple. If it's going to be part of the MMO thing, we'll cover that when we cover that, because I'm sure we're actually probably... Let me pull up Patreon, because I'll check that in a second. But, no, the Spider's Web is a really great way to do these short, 1-week events, right, in terms of story. Yeah. You get a little story every day, you get a little bonus conclusion. They gave you a Grail, because they know that's how it's supposed to be. And, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And I appreciate they didn't make the battles difficult. They really didn't. It's just like, nah, just easy street this shit.
You have 50% damage bonus, and they're all monoclass. Go nuts.
Go nuts.
Like, I don't think there's anything particularly, like, crazy to farm, which is probably why they feel they can get away with it. But, like, there was no desire or need to make CBC a challenge, per se. So, just go for it.
Mm-hmm. Right, I hope the Phantom Thief event is like this, too.
I would assume so. This seems to be the format they go for with this stuff going forward. We'll also have to see if this is the quality we get out of IE&C as well, the Odysseus debut. That's pretty good.
Mm. Well, actually, right now, and for the more immediate, for the more immediate future, I'm wondering about Meiho Resonance.
Yes, I do believe Meiho will be a little bit more structurally similar to Kogetsu Kan, not just like themes, but like actual like figuring stuff out, thinking about things. But we'll see as well. That should be soon. By the way, that should be not immediately after OQ. In JP, I believe it was even a little bit after the Guda Guda 3 rerun, but that's probably going to be closer this time. Anyway, we've just crossed the 3-hour mark. Do we have any more closing thoughts on Spider's Web stuff?
Not particularly. Like I said, it's a good event, good characterization, good story. Good story, good characterization of Moriarty, simple battles, good mechanics, I guess is the best way to say it, damage bonus and all that stuff. Like, no, just solid, solid 8 event. It's short, sweet, and doesn't overstay its welcome in any way.
Yep. Alrighty, well then, let's move into wrap-up time. So, first up, you got a couple of days left on Patreon polls. So, they go until the 15th, so you got a few days left if you're listening to this and you're not already a patron, or you are a patron and you haven't voted. Looking at it right now, it seems about what I thought. It does look like Callisto will win pretty handily, though you never know. There could be a switch up for some other people. I'll have to have some fun in future ones. And I'm pretty sure there's no point in repping anything else. It seems like Fate Cancel Roots is going to win over True Magic's. It's got like 81% to 20. So, yeah, 80-20 split. So, yeah, it's not... I don't know if any change in the voting block will change that, so we'll have to talk about, various canceled or repurposed elements from the various Fate works.
Oh, no.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to break that down into just 3 major topics, which is talking about stuff that has been removed or altered from Fate Stay Night, a.k.a. Ilya Root, the jokes about Taiga Root. Like, I think that was mostly actually just Tiger Coliseum, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were design notes about it all. And some other stuff as well. A lot of people will be interested, and I can connect it to FGO by talking about the Stray Servant Shielder concept, where Mash's design concepts came from. They're not the same character, but they had a lot of stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
And also probably talk about, I guess if there's anything that was cut from Extra I can find out about, but I don't know about a lot about that. But definitely CCC had content cut for time and then repurposed. We can probably talk a little bit about how King Protea was supposed to appear, for instance, because she was supposed to be a dungeon boss in CCC, stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
And even talk about how that stuff has been moved to Foxtail. And then I think the other one is talk about what APOC was originally going to be, because that's very important for the development of FGO, actually.
Yes.
And there's quite a lot of news about the Apocrypha Fate MMO project that came out. Like, they did a lot of design talk about what they were working on. Somebody asked in the chat, can we get a Prisma Teach Me? I didn't really get any... I think I asked people about that, and I didn't really get a complex response about explaining it. Like, maybe somebody said maybe explaining the setting was good. I believe I said that I phrased it this way last time. If you are like, hey, what's up with the universe of Prisma? I could still do, like, what's the high-level Prisma plot and, why maybe it matters and how things are different, but I also don't know if people actually care that much. Prisma is still ongoing, so there's a lot of stuff I can't touch on, both for general spoilers and also because it's not finished, but, again, let me know in the comments. But, yeah. That was a deliberate pause word thing, by the way. I say yeah and so yeah a lot, but that was intentional.
See, now I got you thinking about it.
Oh, I was already thinking about some of that stuff. Like I said, I had to edit myself. But I also know, because I binge-watched a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Tournament, new episodes every Friday usually, I also know that to fill time, I do a lot of yeah and so yeah. Usually with emphasis, though, it's hard to tell when it was like 4 weeks ago whether or not it was deliberate, but it feels deliberate. Hopefully. Anyway.
Tanikaku.
Here we are. Born to be Kings? Princes of the Universe? No. That's a different podcast. I got you singing it now. It's in your heads.
I refuse.
I could have shifted gears and done a different Queen song, but I'm not gonna. I won't bring it up. Even though I really, really want to start that first bar.
Don't.
No. We're ending the show. We're stopping it. We're gonna get out of here.
Funny enough, that's in my head now.
Which is?
I'm not saying it.
Fair enough. Anyway. The real anyway. The full-blown Tanikaku. We're done here, basically. We're gonna get out of here. This took us like 3 hours. This is gonna be fun in the editing bay. That's okay. I'm just gonna noise filter it. It's fine. It's just gonna take some time. But we'll get out of your hair. Thanks for putting up with Thanks for putting up with us for so long. It's been a while, guys. It's almost midnight. So I think the other thing to mention is obviously next week. Well, for sure, I can tell you I plan to have pregame Ooku. Sorry, those words escaped me. I had to form that grammatical sentence.
Words are hard.
So that will definitely be next week because that'll be the show before the thing happens. So we'll fill you in on what stuff to expect.
It'll be a thing. I'm excited.
Some rough expectations anyway. I'll try to avoid any highline spoilers, but there's going to be some stuff about bosses and things. There are also a few other mechanicals that are in it that we need to talk about. It is called a labyrinth. There are some maze-like elements to it, so we'll be covering all that stuff and more. Like I said, presumably JP will announce something because I don't know if JP has dead weeks. I don't know if JP has nothing weeks anymore ever, so TBC is about to end. They will announce something. Something will happen. Or something will be gearing up to happen.
Lucky puts money on a rerun, specifically Case Files.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Excuse me. I think we can be reasonably sure no matter what, it's probably not a brand new event right after CBC. There should be maybe a new thing this month, the end of this month, because Golden Week isn't until the end of next month, so they'll probably have something new in there, but you never know what's up with them. Heck, they could really bamboozle us. They could tuck Lost Belt 6 in here somewhere. Probably not in March, but maybe in April. They've been burning through that list of servants very fast. They really have. When they said it would be servants in 2021, they really meant servants in the first 6 months tops of 2021, right? Like, they have been powering through that list. Holy shit. But so that'll be what we look forward to next week. You know, if there's any other news. Otherwise, it'll probably be a pretty relaxed show. Though, do remember, there will be a pregame, so don't count on a full Big Boy mailbag. Especially because, again, when JP has news we don't know about, we could really get our asses blown up on this. Lost Belt 6 out tomorrow. What? JP, what are you doing? You've gone too
Real
far.
talk. No, they're not going to do that because I guarantee you they're going to milk it with like a pre-campaign.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think they've had a half AP story in a while, so they probably need to do something to catch up. But the thing is, when there's absolutely no news, you truly cannot predict what the Lightworks will do. But since no man can live in that speed, we'll move on from there. Do also make sure to tune into What's Up Tomorrow. Not only will we talk about Control and yell about Control. Like, did you beat Control?
I beat Control.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna full yell about Control. But also get ready for my experiences with Persona 5 Strikers. And other stuff, too, I'm sure. So
and other stuff.
And I don't know exactly when. I'm going to tentatively say that I will probably unbox The Wanted on the 22nd. Maybe sooner if they give us an official announcement beforehand, but they probably won't. I'll probably do it before the stream. But it is shot and waiting. You can support us on Patreon at 5 and higher to get it right now. Right the fuck now. And if not, you can wait until I believe the time is right. And I hope you enjoy it. So, I believe that's everything. Lucky, do you have any final FGO thoughts for today?
No, but it's only except that I'm gonna try and be better. Like I said, I was fortunate in the CCC that it wasn't my first go at it, but at the same time, I'm just like, okay, I feel like I could have done better at this. And so, with OQ coming up, it'll be fresh and new.
I don't think we should say we could have done better than this. We both know we could do better than that. We beat that event the first time. I'm pretty sure I got all the missions. I'm pretty sure you got all the missions.
Well, yeah, no, I got all the missions, all the BBs.
It is canonically proven we have done better at that.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I've done better at this. Why not this time? And it's like, because I need to be better in general.
There's
like, what are you doing?
There's a lot of stuff going on. Anyway.
What is your life right now, Lucky? It's shit.
So we shall power through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know when the new arcade chapter is dropping. Is it dropped yet or not? I don't know. Anyhows. That's right, I did a completely different one.
Huh.
This is the cue to wrap the show up. And to let you know, if you like this episode, be sure to give it a like on YouTube. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. And of course, you can join our Discord. That link is, as always, in our video description and our channel page. You too can yell about what you're going to pick for the SSR ticket in a year. Please don't actually. That's not an invitation. If I see anybody telling them that Omega told them to do that, that was sarcasm. Do not. Cease and desist. You'll be hearing from my lawyer. Furthermore, if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel to get more of whatever this is. But also get access to things like What's Up, future episodes of Let's Tech FGO, that FGO Wanted servant review coming up soon, and many more videos. It's a fun time. Even if you're already subscribed, considering that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video, because you never know. Omega might have to post that one in the middle of the night. Think about it. Pull that trigger. Get those bell for notifications. Always know when we post a new video. You can be right there. You can even yell first in the comments and be probably wrong. Who is truly the first? Well, you know who's probably the first, Lucky? Our patrons. Because if you support us on Patreon, you can get access to episodes early, both in audio and video format. You can get audio downloads of every podcast we do. What's Up and Let's Talk FGO for as little as $1 a month or $10 a year. At higher levels, you can get access to videos early, such as Wanted's. Get access to topic polls, and at our highest levels, you listen to the show being recorded live. It's great.
It's great, y'all.
Really helps us out. Supports us.
Super much.
Helps Lucky buy a second monitor.
Yeah, I'm broke right now.
Unfortunately, we are about halfway through the month, so we have to wait a little bit on that Patreon bucks payday. But you can support us. You can also join our channel on YouTube memberships. That helps support us as well. And yeah, it's everything. So we'll see you next week, and we're going to buckle down and strap in and follow that right-hand corner for a Ooku Labyrinth pregame and whatever else the hell happens to us. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.